Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? We're back for Baku. Yeah, it's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here on the Last Lap show. We're here for the live show. We're here for some shenanigans. We're here for some incidents. I'm ready for today's action. It's not just myself on the show today. We've got the beautiful Tommo here in the place.
Stop
Looking silky again, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
We've got to pop off the lights, you know what I mean? You've got such a good lighting setup here. I need to make the most of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like your T-shirt, it's nice, but it kind of, it soaks up the light.
It soaks it up, whereas yours is like sort of bouncing.
Glistening, mate.
Glistening.
Got to stand out, but how you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Ready for some action. It's been a long time since we've been able to do a live show here, you know?
Yeah, man. Jeez.
Missing the Chinese Grand Prix.
Like a month, man.
No, yeah, genuinely.
It's been long. Well,
been having withdrawal symptoms, honestly.
Yeah, well, we've come back with two wonderful guests.
Wonderful.
Yeah. First of all, back on the show, Peter on pole, McLaren Fan TV.
Honestly, mate, I said to you I was the Nico Hulkenberg of this podcast. He's now got a permanent
The
seat.
utility
Will
man.
I get that permanent seat, people? Listen, keep voting in. Big up everybody, though. Yes, man, Peter on pole, McLaren Fan TV representing. Great to be on the show, as always.
Thank you very much for coming, mate. And for the very first time, Mr. V's Garage, you might know him as. We know him as Sam.
My name's Garage is not my name.
That is the government name.
Place in which I work.
His surname.
Yeah, that's your no identity given to you by the government. Mr. V's Garage. Sam, welcome to the Last Lap. Thank you for coming. And to anyone who doesn't know what you do, why are you here? Why are you relevant in the F1 space?
What the fuck? A strong word. But no, so I'm making videos, mainly talk pieces, like bigger topics, season-wide things in Formula One. I'm the guy with the green screen and the mic. I don't know. I have a bit of an engineering background, so I know a little bit about the technical side of the.
Oh yeah, you're Mr. Audio. If you want your ears to be blown away, then check out Mr. V's Garage.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you've got great video on crypto as well. We both covered the crypto topic, didn't we?
That is
in
true,
Formula One, which most of them have seemingly disappeared now.
Yeah, a lot of them.
But you did a really good deep dive on it actually, in terms of the industry and its relationship to F1, right?
Yeah. I spent weeks on that video, researching everything, trying to like probe some people in the team to get information. Tough. But
they weren't willing to talk about it, no?
Yeah. What?
They weren't willing to talk about it too much, no?
You'd be surprised actually, but it's interesting how much people know, because obviously top level stuff, those kind of deals, 50 million a year deals.
Yeah.
I reckon that's like
So obviously with that in mind, if any of them want to sponsor us, bring 50 million to the table.
Everyone's got a price, right? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. For you, 40 million.
But anyway, right, let's talk about Baku then. Back to the Azerbaijan street circuit.
Yes.
One of those tracks that typically delivers chaos, typically delivers drama. Not the first season we ever went. It was a bit of a dead one. So the expectation's quite high for today. We look at the F2 sprint race was carnage, but then the F2 feature race was everyone was pretty well behaved. So it could go. What are we expecting today, boys? Are we expecting something that's, I guess, crash filled, or are we expecting wheel to wheel filled, or are we expecting a bit of a dead one?
crash field for sure.
Oh, it's chaos, mate. It's gonna be chaos ball. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're gonna see action here, because you got to remember as well. We've had one practice session.
True.
With the new sprint format this weekend. Just generally speaking, drivers have had a little bit less time to really. Well, they've had more time pushing, but a little bit less time to learn the nuances of extracting pace out of the cars. I think you're going to see a bit more in terms of carnage than you usually would here, which says a lot because we always get chaos here in the first place. So,
well, can this be a Baku classic with Charles on pole? Arguably not the quickest car in race trim anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to get a bit more of a mix because, you know, there's been a lot of issues, like, for example, Aston Martin's DRS situation, what's happened with the Alpines, Charles being in front, yet we know he's not the fastest. I think we're going to get a bit of a mix.
George Russell P11 as well.
And then Russell with the little tangle with Verstappen over the weekend we might get into a bit. But yeah, I think there's going to be a bit more of, like, some sort of entertainment for sure. Baku, for me, never fails. So I'm always up for it. And I think some unpredictability is going to happen. I'm sure of it.
Are you a fan, Sam? Are you a Baku fan?
I like Baku. I think it's a nice track. It's got that nice mix of the weird little street bits and then just straight.
Yeah,
which I think gives a good mix of the racing. I think it's a nice place to sprint as well. I think definitely after the little tangles yesterday, not just Russell and Verstappen, but all up and down the grid, people have been seeing other cars going past them. Now the grid is like back effectively. You're going to be looking in your mirrors, not again. You passed me yesterday, I'm not having that again.
You think it is such a unique track. You've got the every corner is slow speed pretty much.
Yeah, there's no like middle.
You're
There's
either
no mid-speed.
pinned to the floor going through a quick left-hander.
Yeah.
Or you're going 40 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Through like a 90-degree corner.
Yeah.
I think that's where obviously Ferrari have been able to showcase some pace here.
Yeah.
Like some serious, because Charles polled both qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not
So,
On merit as well.
in terms of pace ceiling, that's not the problem. The problem for Ferrari is that points aren't won in qualifying.
I think the problem is it's going to come back to what we saw a lot of last season, what we've seen a lot through Leclerc's career, just generally speaking, is one lap pace, but can they actually deliver in race pace?
Oh, his pole conversion rate is shocking.
He's stinky.
It's like
It's
less than
stinky.
30%.
Got a million
I think.
poles and 3 wins.
Yeah, genuinely. I can't, but there was a stat where halfway through last season, Verstappen had won more races in the season than Leclerc has in his entire career.
Yeah.
And I genuinely couldn't believe that because I think he's got 20 poles now,
He
Leclerc.
had 9 last season and 2 wins,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
which is just awful.
But I think this is why there's so much noise around Charles Leclerc and Ferrari and the future there, because he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Over a lap, there is a strong argument to make that he's quicker than Verstappen. I think over one lap.
Yeah.
I think as a complete driver, I think there's a different argument. But I think that where Charles so often got pole, and when you get pole, it's you can, convert the win.
Yeah.
And where he hasn't so many times, and it's that, I think that builds expectation, that builds a precedent of, he's in Ferrari, he's putting it on pole, he should be able to win this. And where he's consistently come up short, sometimes through his own fault, but mostly through the car in some way, or team in some way, shape, letting him down. I think that's where, it's like this driver, this Charles Leclerc, is not a driver. If he goes and doesn't win a world championship, which could happen, we've had many a good driver over the years not win a world championship. That would be such a shame.
That would be criminal.
That would be.
That would
that's
actually
the
be.
word.
That would be criminal.
Criminal's the word.
I would prosecute Ferrari if that
Rightly
happened.
so.
He's got an important decision to make this year. I think he's got 1 year left on his contract. And by the end of this season, he has to make a decision whether or not, I'm going to sign and stay on or decide to look elsewhere. I mean, if there's options, that's another conversation. But he's got a big decision to make this year, because we can love his pace and everything else about him. But then it's mentally and, how intelligent is this driver? Because if he knows what he's facing in this Ferrari car, does he sign on for another 2-3 years, whatever the case may be? Or does he start to think, you know what, I'm going to weigh it out 1 more year, finish the final year at Ferrari, and then see what happens? Because Formula One is messy. Anything can happen in a year or two. Yeah. Where it seems certain that Ferrari will fight Red Bull, but then all of a sudden somebody else pops up and begins to challenge.
Yeah, Aston Martin, if they're out of nowhere. What would you do if you're Charles Leclerc?
I'd wait it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't commit to anything this year. This year I wouldn't commit now.
Yeah, there's no immediate rush.
And then I would leave expeditiously. I would get out of there, but I would wait until the end of the season. Make it as awkward as humanly possible.
Yeah.
I'd wait until 3 days before my contract ends, and I'd be like, I'm going. Boom. I'm out of there.
Well, again, most of the
I'm
talk has
writing
been
music, and that's it.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, funny, it's him and Lewis who are the two most talked about.
Mate, the EP that Mercedes could put together next season.
I've listened to Charles. Have we all listened to Charles' song?
I haven't heard it. No.
You haven't? No. It's just some piano vibes.
Yeah.
Is
he singing or anything?
No.
It's just instrumental.
Straight up playing the piano.
Yeah, no,
It's all right. It's okay.
Is it a vibe? Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was
Gonna get that Friday night.
in an R&B room.
No offense, if it wasn't Charles Leclerc, it would just sit on SoundCloud with 10 listens. You know what I mean? I wasn't blown away. What can I say?
Yeah, so work on it. Improve.
First, I look back to my first YouTube video, and I wasn't blown away by that either. So it's a process, right?
And here we
are. Right. Should we talk about this sprint then?
Yeah.
Sprint shootout. Because qualifying Friday, I guess, was okay. We've seen this before, qualifying on a Friday, and I thought it was pretty good quali.
Yeah,
all in all,
session.
Yeah.
quite happy. But then the sprint shootout, Saturday morning. Sam, what did you think?
The thing is,
and whisper it into the mic because you're a little bit far. There we go.
the thing is,
ASMR.
the thing is,
feedback. What did you think of qualifying specifically yesterday?
I said when they announced it in the week that they need to give them more tyres. And we saw in the quali it was kind of intentional, but people were going out on one set for each of the sessions. Those short sessions. Also, you don't really have time to come back and change them. But it just makes the whole thing a bit muted. You can't go for that that world class, that Verstappen, Saudi Arabia 21 lap.
Yeah.
You can't do that because you've only got one set of tires. So either you're on the first one, and if you push that hard, you just ruined it for the second lap. And then the second lap, you're on 3-lap-old tires. So it just it felt a bit, the excitement was taken away. And also, we see practice, then a quali Friday, and then the next thing you see is just another quali.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah,
it's the same.
It almost needs to be a different format, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I saw someone say, obviously, we've talked about maybe one shot as a possibility. I think it just needs to be a little bit different. As
It needs to
a quali
feel
session.
different.
Yeah, I think quali and then, okay, cool, we're going to do that again tomorrow morning. It's just a bit of a, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Because they came out and they're like, oh, but this time it's only 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
Okay.
This is what I
Still
was
quite
prepared.
a long time as
Yeah.
well.
I was prepared to reserve my strong opinion on it until you see it, because sometimes when it's like a feeling around a session, you're like, okay, maybe shortening the times or make it feel a bit more. But then being on the mediums, it was a bit more like an F2 quali where you can push on the same tyre, then call that, because you've only got one tyre to use, so you push, you slow down, you push, and you can get kind of fairly consistent top end lap times out of it. But I don't know, Pete. I just felt like it just didn't feel different enough. It didn't feel unique. If you want to build this whole thing around like the Saturday sprint being its own isolated event, then make it feel different, make it feel special, make it feel unique, and it was just more of the same.
I agree, because I think even with the sprint races in general, I always feel like either A, it's just a bit too long to it to be called a sprint, but it's not long enough for it to be a race. When it ends, it kind of just abruptly ends, and you're like, oh, you leave a bit underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Why don't we move the quali on Friday to the Saturday, because that's to do with the race? Let's just put that to one side and let the sprint day be a Friday.
Yeah.
I don't get why we have to have quali for the race on Sunday on a Friday, and then we're going to have a sprint shootout and then a sprint race. And that's the perfect time for the shootout anyway, to be a one-shot type of thing. That's where you can kind of make it a little bit different. And sprints, for me, I always feel, I love sprint weekends. I'm a big fan of having all the action we can have, but let's make it like 10 laps. Let's not make it 17, because it just feels like it's a bit...
Well, the one thing I would say is if we'd had a 10-lap sprint this weekend, half of that would have been behind a safety car because of AlphaTauri being idiots.
True.
I'm not being funny. Why did they send Yuki Tsunoda back out when he just driven around on 3 wheels? Like, who looked at the suspension and went,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll do, mate. Yeah, off you go.
I showed a
Bosh.
replay, and someone did come and look at it,
Yeah,
and then went, yep,
chief engineer.
it's good.
That's like that.
Yeah.
The wheel is meant to be like that and was literally just like that, diagonally. And I was like, what are you doing, lads? And that kind of, that didn't help. For me, it wasn't a very, apart from, we'll get onto it in a second, but the Max versus Russell sort of beef, as an actual sprint, as a sprint race, was pretty forgettable.
Which,
but
look,
it happens, doesn't it? You're not going to get crazy action every time.
Well, it's the same with not every race is an absolute banger.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sometimes races are, and so was it a bit dead yesterday because it was a sprint, or just because it was a bit of a dead race? Because sometimes you get 0-0 draws.
100%.
This happens in sport, right? We've had some sprints that have been amazing, super dramatic, super exciting.
Yeah. Max.
So I'm reluctant to kind of overly criticise the fact that it's a sprint, but I do still think that changes need to be made to the qualifying. 100% in my opinion. Even in the sprint, if you just mandate one pit stop, then at least that gives a degree of, okay, you could go longer, or you could I don't know, and then it obviously adds, pit stops can get messed up or whatever. It gives that degree, and even Parc Fermé, the cars are under Parc Fermé after since before Friday qualifying, they're going to Parc Fermé. Let them change the setups between the sprint and the race today, because then at least it doesn't feel like we already almost kind of know what's going to happen, because we know where the pace of the cars are relative.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Because you don't think about the fact that things could just be copied and pasted from one race to the other. And the whole purpose, I assume, sprint races were brought into was so that we can have more action and a bit more entertainment. But then if you're going to make it just, oh, by the way, here's 2 races that are going to be the exact same ones on Saturday, ones on Sunday, you defeat the whole purpose.
Here's the Grand Prix light version.
No, exactly.
You're just going to...
Do we think Formula One, the FIA, should have, because it's easy to criticise in hindsight, and obviously sometimes you do need to see things. It's almost like the Elon Musk approach to Twitter, to just try stuff, see how many people it pisses off, and then
make a
either
decision
keep it
from
or
there.
change.
Yeah.
Like it feels like F1's kind of doing that somewhat. They're just like, I don't know. I feel like, again, maybe it's because I've been banging on about one shot for ages.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that this qualifying session yesterday felt the same, because just changing the timings a little bit and the tyre allocation, the medium tyres I was fine with, like, because then it's a little bit different in terms of, you know, you can go for multiple push laps, and that's fine. I'm cool with that's nice. That's nice to have something a bit different, but it just feels like they could have put a bit more forethought into it before coming with this system that I think the broad consensus across what I saw on socials anyway was that most people were disappointed by it.
I think that they can be forgiven in the sense that, you know what, they're trying to just do something different to practice. That's really what's going on here. So they haven't, like for us, we're looking at here's sprints and what should we do with the sprint weekend. Whereas for them, it seems like they've just said, look, what's better than practice? All right, let's throw another race in there. Now we've got the race in there. Let's now start to look at it and say, do you know what? Maybe over this course of the season, they're going to improve. Because what was it, like the Wednesday before this weekend that we found out what this whole format was? So it was quite like kind of sort of last minute
they confirmed it,
with what's going on a little bit there. And it was a case of, okay, and you know, like with Stefano Domenicali was sort of saying, you know, nobody comes to watch practices, right? So we come to see some action. And I think now that we've got the action, okay, how do we now refine this a little bit? And I can forgive them for that this weekend, and even, you know, the next couple of sprint races, because we've got 6 of them. So it's a case of I bet you we will see a much more improved sprint by sprint 3 or 4.
Yeah, once it's
of the
ironed
season
out, I
type of
think,
thing.
and you know they've got sort of the format locked down, exactly what they know exactly they're doing. I'm sure it'll be fine. One thing we did get during a sprint was some beef, ladies and gentlemen, some premium.
It's been a
Angus
while since
Scottish
we've
beef.
had inter-driver beef.
We
isn't
did,
it?
yeah,
Everyone really gets
it's been a
along,
little
which is
while.
kind of nice, but also you need a little bit of that.
Bit boring,
kind of
man.
fire,
I think
you
a
know.
little bit of spike, don't we? George Russell, understeer in his own words into Max Verstappen at turn 2.
3, 2? Was it?
2.
Turn 2, yeah. And to be honest, like, obviously, they were talking about it on the team radio and saying, oh, yeah, there's floor damage and stuff. And I remember seeing the contact and being like, oh, I'm sure it's not that deep. There's a massive hole in the side pod.
yeah.
It was absolutely
Well, it
mental.
wasn't just the floor, was it?
Yeah,
The side pod
it
as
was
well.
crazy.
The whole side of the car was just
The fact that he was even catching Leclerc is mental. What do we actually think about it, though? Because obviously Max was very annoyed.
Yeah.
Called George a dickhead live on TV. Respect that.
It got blown up because Max is heated.
Yeah.
For anyone else on the outside,
Yeah.
it would have been nowhere near as big of a thing.
Yeah.
It's just Max complaining on the radio on what, realistically, was a pretty clean pass by Russell. He was just alongside, and Max turned in on him.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion.
That's the line of operation.
So when there was the contact, you think that was more on Max?
Yeah, straight away you watch it. They were side by side. They were side by side in turn 1, and side by side the whole way down to turn 2. Max knew he was there, and just turned on in him. There was barely a car space to the inside the corner. It's not like George can go deeper on the apex. There's a big wall because it's Baku.
Yeah.
Like Max knows how this works.
Yeah.
He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing, and he's done the same move up the inside. He just turned in.
Well, this is the thing, and even GP on the radio said it to Max, like, these guys around you have less to lose than you do.
Yeah.
So Russell's going to put himself in that. He's going to take that risk.
Yeah.
And Max, Max chooses to hang it around the outside. For me, it's a racing incident. For me, it's there's culpability. Max chooses to be there. He could have backed out. George does maybe get a bit of understeer. It's first lap. It's cold tyres. That's the reason why they don't punish first lap incidents as harshly, because everyone's more together, especially at a street circuit as well.
You can't get out of the way and things like you can't just disappear.
Yeah, and it's super unlucky, like the damage that Max catches, because that's
wasn't
why
heavy contact.
Yeah.
really. It wasn't like that bad.
we've had way more innocuous contacts we've had more obvious contacts, in the past, and resulting in zero damage. I mean, not to Silverstone 2021, Hamilton Verstappen, like that's a 180 mile an hour crash, and Lewis just carries on and like replaces his front wing and he's fine. Like there's no structural damage to that
Max
car.
had a little bit of damage that time as well, to be fair.
Yeah, a little bit.
He had a little bit.
But I'm saying Lewis came away like pretty. He was very lucky in that instance. You know what I mean? So it's one of them that look. I get why Max is frustrated because he got damage. I get it, but also like this is the way that Max goes racing. Like he's always done it. He's always gone wheel to wheel. He doesn't back out.
I was gonna say
and so people are going to return that.
Max,
because that's how you're going to race it.
That Max has never hit anyone though.
Never.
That's the difference.
Never.
That's the difference. Max has never actually made contact with anyone on the first lap.
Look,
it's never happened.
I'm all for it. Like I'm all for like drivers like pushing it. You've got different styles, and some drivers going to push like be more risky. You know, Senna always got lauded for that approach. You know, in his glory, and I think Max deserves. You know, he does what he needs to do. But sometimes people are going to fight you back in that same way, uncompromising, and sometimes it's going to result in you getting a bit of damage, and that's just. I
feel like he's more annoyed off the back of the fact that he has the damage. I feel like the repercussions are what he's more annoyed about. Than if there's no damage, he's not annoyed, is he?
Yeah.
Realistically, it's the fact that it's ruined his pace during the sprint that he's more frustrated about.
It's a nonsense. I think Max just needs to move on and grow up. And the thing is, the fact that we're even talking about this for so long is because it's Max Verstappen. And also, I don't know whether Max just thought, you know what, I'm Max Verstappen. He's going to respect me and give me a bit more room. It's not going to happen. And as GP said, look, they've got less to lose. Yeah. Russell, it was actually great to watch. I don't know about you guys. It was actually great to see some battling going on. And I thought, fair play. You know, the damage, I thought, he's unfortunate, Max. He's got a lot of damage there. Fine, fair enough. It is what it is. But this whinging and moaning, I'm thinking to myself, no, Max, you just need to pipe down.
Meanwhile, George is just driving off saying, "Core blimey."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sugar.
Oh, sugar. That made me laugh so much. Like, he's actually so frustrated. Like, he's gone out of Q2. Oh, sugar. Gosh darn it. Flipping it. I mean, we had a poll on the screen there, by the way, and it basically came to the conclusion it's a racing incident. 60% saying it was George Russell's fault more than Max.
Interesting.
40%, 60-40 split. I hear it. Like, he's on the inside, and he has understeered, but I think it's just... there's not really much you can do in that situation.
I don't have a strong opinion either way, personally. And also production of the TV's just gone off, just so you know. And
we don't need it anyway. It's fine. We'll just get the updates.
I saw a quote from Christian Horner afterwards as well, saying Max is like an elephant. And I was like, what does that mean? That was really weird. I was like, it doesn't forget. Because, I mean, like given what happened to Brazil last year...
listen.
Like, Max ain't going to let this go. Which I don't know. For me, I think that is one of his very few weaknesses. I think sometimes in these instances, he holds on to things a bit. Sometimes it's just, all right, it's happened, it's done, move on, crack on.
Be emotional about it.
Just, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
You wait, Suzuka will be here and it'll be like, do you remember what you did to me back in, in Baku?
Absolutely clarts him off the track, and it's just like, well...
Yeah, it is
that
definitely.
Baku sprint, mate,
comes around.
That one.
You're right. He definitely, and by the way, big up to Will Buxton, because he just flat out just called it what it was, where he basically just said, listen, Max, you're somebody who we've actually lauded about, the sort of the driving style he is. He is aggressive. He does take major risks. George did the same thing to you and you couldn't take it. Like, at the end of the day, just move on, man.
Max. It's not worth getting upset about, I don't think. Especially for like 2 points. Like, if he'd won the sprint, he'd got 2 more points. But I guess that's Max's attitude. That's what's got him to where he is.
That's what I was going to say. Like, he gets heated, but that's actually a good thing for him, because that's what makes him as great as he is. Like, he gets angry, he's going to be shouting down the radio, but that makes him drive faster in himself.
Yeah, you're
Clearly,
right.
he needs that.
Yeah, because some drivers, I think the emotion gets in the way. But I think with Max, most of the time...
It's fuel.
It's fuel to his performances. It's just then, obviously, decision-making. Like, again, Brazil last year. That doesn't have to be a news story. It doesn't have to be that can all stay under wraps if he just... lets a nothing position go.
And let's see, today, he might be an hour ahead of everybody by the end of the race, and it will be like, wow, there's your fuel. That's exactly what you needed to keep him going, so... But
we'll see.
Well, we'll see if he's an hour ahead of everyone. We've got our predictions, I'm guessing, at some point soon.
Yeah?
Well, hopefully. I mean, what are you saying? What was your... Because we've seen Sergio Perez win the sprint.
Well, this is the question, isn't it?
Circuit merchant.
Because Perez did out-qualify Verstappen on Friday, so I've gone for Sergio Perez.
Yeah, I just didn't give him mine. Fair enough.
There we go.
Guys, really
How
good.
did you do that?
Thank you very much.
Wait, you've just copied mine. Oh, almost. Okay. Okay.
Mine's a little bit different. We got Fernando. L plan, mate. L plan.
Aston Martin's no DRS.
That's the thing.
Not looks impeccable.
Don't care.
I mean,
he don't care. He doesn't need DRS.
Stroll only just got Albon towards the end of the sprint, which I was very upset about, of course, because. But obviously,
Alonso did get past Lewis in the sprint.
True.
He was on pace for Lewis, basically.
Lewis was struggling, wasn't he? He was complaining a bit. I think he had less pace than George for some reason.
Yeah.
He said afterwards he was struggling.
Yeah, it did look like it.
Yeah.
Since sprint quality, it looks like something flipped, because he was insane on Friday. He was doing a good job on Friday, and then something just turned off inside him or inside that car.
But it's mad, isn't it? Because he out-qualified George by 0.004 of a second, and then went on to qualify P5, and George started in P11. But that's F1, it's fine margins. I mean, them two have been within a 100th of a second of each other. I think it's 7 times now in all of the quali Q1, Q2, Q3 sessions we've had. 7 times they've been within 100th of a second of each other. Or maybe a 10th. No, it's a 10th. Sorry.
I was going to say 100. Yeah, 10th is still crazy, to be honest.
They're good
very
drivers.
Evenly matched.
They're quick.
They're very good drivers.
I just say, Pete, there, I'm appreciating the positivity, McLaren positivity. Come on. You know, you got back the boys.
Listen,
you got back the boys. Lando P4, Oscar P5.
You got to back the man them. What's actually scary is that putting George Russell for third when he's starting P11 is wild.
Yeah, you're expecting a banger of it. If you get that result right, we've got a sick race on our
I
hands.
genuinely think Russell's going to power through the field, to be honest with you. But yeah, of course I got to back the McLaren boys. You know what I mean? Both of my drivers in Q3. Yeah.
I was going to say, what are you making of the pace, the new Baku pace?
I just want an apology from this podcast, not necessarily you in particular. I just want an apology because I remember this time. How many?
Mercedes?
However many?
We would like to formally apologise for our actions.
Because I said that we went through this last year, right? The same thing. We had a terrible start in where were we? Bahrain, sorry. And
NFC letters wants whatever you're on, Pete.
Listen, they said that to me as well.
He's gassing himself up too much. He's gassing himself too much, man.
They said the same thing. Yeah.
You're not laughing now.
Yeah.
All right, Delia.
They thought I was smoking Budgie Banton. But the truth is, it's a long season, right? And thank God Piastri's good. Thank God, honestly, because now him overtaking Norris in the sprint was brilliant to see. I was thinking, bloody hell, we're going to have a nice little inter battle where they're both going to push this car to its limits. And I think where the Alpines, where the smoking Alpines, I can't find them. I can't see them. I can't see. And check the points, guys. Let's check the points, okay? Where it matters, the points are on the table, okay? So yeah, no, I'm feeling. Very optimistic. If only we had these upgrades at the start of the season, because I think this is what it was meant to be at the start, which we missed out on.
Lando thought he could have been P4.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. So
he actually was a bit disappointed.
Predicted P4.
P4. You know what I'm saying? Piastri right there behind him.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic in terms of like what looked like hell on earth.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. We'll be fine.
Yeah, like you said, it's a long season. Well, let's take a look at the starting grid then. Let's see where everyone's lined up. Charles Leclerc P1 ahead of Max Verstappen.
It gets spicy into turn 1, isn't it?
P2. Can Sergio Perez do anything from P3? I mean, it's not a massive run up to turn 1, but then if you get a good start,
I was surprised with your
never
predictions on that, because a couple of you put Perez to win, and I thought he's behind Max at the start, and I'm just not confident that
he's a Baku and street track
he loves
specialist.
Yeah,
he does love it. He's a little Baku merchant.
Absolutely.
George Russell there back in P11 as well.
Alex Albon should have been top 10, shouldn't he? Carlos Sainz held him up, definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it, mate.
No,
we'll get a formal complaint in.
That was a bit of a waffle.
How are you feeling about Albon this year? Because the Williams are not doing too bad. The points aren't there, but they're not doing too bad in terms of like when you're watching them. Yeah.
No, I mean it's easy points in Australia. I hate to bring it up, but it's easy points in Australia if Albon doesn't spin.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think all in all, he's done much of the same. Like he's carried on the good momentum he had last year. I think Sargent's been, I guess when you compare to, unfortunately, Latifi was just never there pace-wise.
Yeah.
I think Sargent, all in all, as a rookie, his optimum pace, I mean, again, he, for all intents and purposes, out-qualified Alex in Saudi Arabia if he doesn't just go over that line. So, I think they're in a good place, Williams. I think just that whole field spread, if you disregard Red Bull for a second and you look at the other 9 teams... Yeah. The spread between them is mad. Like every single team has got a car into Q3 apart from Alfa Romeo now.
There you go.
That stinks, by the way.
Yeah.
That stinks. That it does stink from Alfa Romeo. I didn't even know that.
But like Yuki got into Q3. Yuki started P8.
Yeah.
And it was only AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo before this race who hadn't got a car into Q3, which is, I think that says a lot.
Yeah. Formula 1 will be looking at a mission accomplished. Like we tried to get the teams together closer to the pack, and here we are, as you said.
Here we are. It's just Red Bulls at the front and then Nick de Vries at the back.
Vries and Sargent having their own little F1.5.
Yeah. It was a shame for Nick because he did well in practice in FP1. He was looking pretty quick and he did all right in the sprint.
Just had a little bit of a stinky.
Okay.
Big up Yuki. Big up Yuki, because everybody, I think, had a lot of people thinking that he would struggle this year, especially with the freeze coming into the team, and he's holding his own. It's a fair play to Yuki, man, honestly.
Big up Guy as well. Afternoon, lads. Leeds versus Villa score predictions. Guy's a big Villa fan.
Wait, is it Leeds United or is it just Lads United?
Lads
United. Man United.
Is it Man U playing Aston
It's
Villa?
Man United, isn't it?
I'm bugging. Yeah.
Go on, Unai Emery, come on.
Yeah, I think Villa back Leeds,
2-1.
personally.
Unai Emery. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
that's
the
my
cars are
prediction.
beginning.
Oh, here we go.
Warm up that. Bit of formation.
see that.
In. Oh, by the way, Nico
formation.
Hulkenberg is starting at the back because he's had changes to his car, hasn't he?
Yeah,
As
Exactly.
is Esteban Ocon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where was Ocon anyway? Was he up mid?
He went out in Q2.
But you see why this is where it's annoying, because qualifying Friday is what you got to remember, not what we just did on Saturday.
That is actually quite a good point.
That was
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
actually
That was
genuinely-
years ago at this point.
I've genuinely forgotten what happened in the first quality session. Yeah.
And even when I predicted George Russell, I did forget that he did not make Q3.
Yes,
Yeah.
Someone put it up on the screen. I was like, I actually forgot. Yeah, funny. I'm not.
They
gonna
need
lie.
to keep the start. Like they need to have it on the screen now.
Yeah.
Like because people
Yeah.
are going to forget.
Yeah.
Just think back to Saturday qualifying because it felt the same. If it didn't feel the same,
1,000%.
maybe you'd have remembered. But
Just
because it
move-
felt the same.
Just give me the sprint stuff. Just put it on Friday. Like, why can't we just have Saturday quali for the race and then the race, and put all the sprint shenanigans on Friday?
Yeah, I hear
And then
that.
you keep them separate.
We've just seen the predicted tyre strategy for this one. It's a one stop, no use of the softs, unsurprisingly. Lando put them on during the sprint and they went off in about 25 seconds. So they're not getting used today. But even people were even having problems with the mediums, I'm pretty sure, during the sprint,
were.
like going off badly.
Well, they're using the
on the
softest
end.
tyre allocation for this race.
They are indeed, yeah. But it was suggesting a one stop. Do we actually think it's going to be a one stop, or because there was talk of a two during the sprint?
Entirely depends if there's a shunt, doesn't it?
It does, and I guess it just depends on how durable the hard is. If the hard is like mental,
Yeah.
If it's like concrete cylinder,
Because remember, obviously, this is the track. Well, they increased the tyre pressures, didn't they, as well?
Was it by
on
one watt,
Friday.
was it?
One PSI. So,
PSI, that's-
because I think the higher the pressure, the less tyre wear you get, because
Okay.
then there's less contact patch, right? I think.
Yeah, less wear, less grip.
There you go. But
There we go.
I was right.
he's there.
But obviously, this is the track where, Stroll and Verstappen had their big tyre blowouts. So you can easily get caught out by debris as well. We had a lot of punches in the F2.
We did.
It just depends if they can keep it clean.
I'm excited, man. I like Baku, man. I like the circuit. I've been to Baku, not for a race, but I was there and they still had the garages kind of, all the vinyl was still up there. So that was kind of cool to see it on the
Good Azerbaijan Grand Prix is a good Grand Prix.
It's a good
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's top tier.
And that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for a scintillating Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
what we
It's
got?
an interesting place to go for a GP, isn't it? Azerbaijan.
It's a very, again, it's
I
unique.
rate it, man.
Yeah, it's nice. Like I want tracks to, I want the whole calendar to have,
Offer something.
every track to have its own unique, and Azerbaijan has its nuances and it has its things that it excels with more than others, right? And we're seeing it with the Ferrari apparent pace, first pole of the season for a non-Red Bull car as well. So, and two of them.
Yeah.
The Red Bulls were stalking Leclerc then, by the way, in the formation. Unnecessarily close. It's like it looks like a safety car restart, mate.
Or it's
What is
Claire,
this?
it's Claire just brake checking them.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, he probably
in
honestly.
the
Psych
red.
them out.
Yeah.
Bit of front wing damage for you, Max, to start the race. Bit of a shame
No,
Carlos
Charles,
Sainz hasn't
it was
been
all
able
right.
to mimic
Yeah.
Struggled
Charles'
a little bit. I mean,
performances,
He's been making some mistakes, going down escape roads
He's
this
not had a-
weekend quite a lot.
He's not had a good weekend, has it? And he mentioned about confidence. And a lot of these people have been having that issue. Like in practice one, if something's happened that's gone wrong, they've not seemed to recover, whether it's like, De Vries, whether it's science. Like they just haven't seemed to recover. And Gasly for different
Gasly,
reasons.
yeah.
But like, it seems like once you don't believe it anymore, then you kind of lose a lot of things, pace and everything else. So it'll be interesting
around here
to
because it's
see.
so unforgiving.
So to confirm, Ocon starting from the pit lane, as
We've
is Nico
also got-
Hulkenberg.
yeah.
So they won't be starting at the back.
Hulky boy.
Yeah, Nico was saying that those rear tires just disappeared. Like
Yeah.
it started off well and then they just went.
He was on the mediums though, so anyway, we're all lined
Let's
up.
do this, baby.
Green flags out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
It's 5 lights. Let's
And
get it.
we're off.
Let's go. We're underway.
Ooh, good
Decent
start,
enough
show. Good
start.
start, show.
Yeah, Leclerc's
He's
holding
comfortable.
on
He's
good.
into turn
He's good.
one.
He's good.
Little lock
Oh, Sainz up the inside of Hamilton. Hamilton's had a bit of a shocker off the start.
He has.
Fernando
He's getting
Alonso's all up
attacked
Alonso
the
by
inside of
Lando
him.
as well. Lewis holds on down into turn
Kept
two.
it clean.
Sensational stuff. Lando trying to get round the outside. Oh, Piastri's been clipped. Piastri's
come
been
on.
clipped there down towards the back. Or in the midfield
clean.
even.
Mostly clean.
I think he's fine. He got a little love tap from the rear, but I think he's all right. That sounds crazy, but poor.
Whoa. But
Keep it after the race, Oscar.
we need a clean weekend, McLaren people. Yeah. We
Yeah,
don't want
you definitely do.
Jeez,
That. Honestly, that Saudi Arabia sort
Do
of
you know
like.
what that is?
Huh?
I'm surprised you know what that is.
Yeah. when we got one, we got double points, didn't we? So there,
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
are.
And Sonoda down to P10, unfortunately.
Hey, well, George has made a really good start, to be fair. He's overtaken Oscar and Sonoda off the start.
Yeah, boy.
Valtteri's lost 5 places down to P18. Oh dear, he's not got the best.
Was he in that contact though? Was he in that contact with Piastri?
Might have been
potentially.
actually. Yeah. Oh, we've got a yellow flag out.
Is that
That'll be
Bottas?
that might be some debris, to be fair.
Debris.
Oh, it's double yellow.
Oh, Debris is P17.
Nick Debris.
He's doing all right.
Not again. Leclerc has got Verstappen all over the back of him, by the way.
that's the
This is DRS central.
Come on, Carlos.
That
you
was the
need
question,
to
isn't it?
close up now.
How many laps do you give it before Leclerc gets past?
Well, 3. I mean,
3?
as soon as the DRS opens, I mean, he's very close.
Yeah, he's already really close, isn't it?
Checker, okay.
So I think there's middle sector Ferrari seems to
It
have
might
the
not
legs,
even.
but-
It might not even be.
Oh.
I don't even think he's going to need
It's looking
DRS, mate.
peak.
Turn 2 there side by side.
I think in about
Oh.
10 seconds from now, there is going to be an overtake for the lead. Oh, actually, no,
I
he's
think
not
Max,
catching
yeah,
enough.
Max. It makes sense for Max maybe just to save a bit of energy, build up his battery.
He's
when
hanging
he
on
can.
because there's another straight down to 3.
We need some
He's going
defense,
past him.
man.
Yeah.
You can see the pace already. He doesn't even need DRS.
He's-
That car
he-
has DRS
yeah.
before it opens DRS.
He has DRS through the turns. He's just following so easily.
It just goes to show, having a quick race car and having a quick qualifying car, they can be 2 very different things.
Very different.
Mate,
yeah.
Bottas down 5 hoons.
Yeah.
That can't run, mate.
Stroll up to P7 as well, though. Well done, Lance. Big up.
Lancey boy, George up to P9. Piastri dropped out of the points.
Don't watch that. We'll get it back. We'll get that back.
Don't watch that.
What's,
Didn't happen.
what's going on with the Alfa Romeos this year? There was a lot of
Yeah.
potential about them this season, and they've just
Mate.
underwhelmed.
They did all right one race. I don't know which one.
First race of the year.
Bahrain, yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, he got points, didn't he?
8, I think. He got 4 points.
And then they've just undeveloped the car. since then.
Yeah.
To make it slower.
Let's just take some things off it and reduce weight.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
wow.
Audi sticker's going nowhere near that car until it's half decent.
Yeah, exactly. They're pulling out.
They already own a quarter of the team.
They're watching this race.
You know
just
what?
like, yeah,
just
nah,
call
lads.
it Sauber while you're still rubbish.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We'll just wait. We'll just
Yeah.
bide our time. Max is right on the
look,
shot.
He's
He is.
pushing him through this final
look at that
sector.
Red
It's
Bull.
insane.
Can't defend that.
Yeah. If you're Leclerc, what do? Do you just take the L and then try and crack on? Or do you defend for your
Worth
life?
fighting it.
Is it worth it?
On lap 2, I'm just not even sure. Like, if it was like halfway through the race right now, I'd be like, yeah, fairs. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't defend like a
what's-
demon for 49 laps straight.
That's it. What, if you're Ferrari, what's your best hope for the season? For the race. Is it?
If you're
is it
Leclerc, sorry.
Ferrari. So, would you take a 3-4 now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on,
I mean,
sure.
they're not fighting Red Bull in the championship,
man.
are they? Let's be real.
Definitely.
So you might as well just get best of the rest.
And they're not fighting Red Bull in race either.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're about to be fair.
I don't think it's going to be much of a fight, unfortunately.
What's science saying? Is he anywhere near?
2.5 seconds back already.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
That's
Is it?
within half a second of Charles going through sector 2 now. So we'll see the restart. Right.
It was a pretty clean start, really. There wasn't obviously it's not a long run down to turn
Yuki
one.
had a stinker. After
Yeah,
start.
he did.
Bogged
Yeah,
down.
he had a hooner.
But everyone
George
kept
went
it
around
clean.
it. George had a really good start, to be fair. Really good launch.
very
Just
good start.
blitzed it past Piastri and Tsunoda straight away.
Maybe a P4 Russell's on, Pete.
I'm telling you. Said he's going to pile through, man.
PR 63. Oh, yeah. Bottas was caught up in that Piastri thing.
Was he?
Yeah, bless him. Here we go.
K-Mag on board. That's Bottas ahead of him.
Someone launched it. Who was that?
Oh, yeah. Front wing end plate for Albon.
I think it was Albon,
believe.
yeah.
Great. Woo! Love it, Alex.
I mean,
Alex, that's a bit silly.
I mean, that was a little bit optimistic from Alex.
yeah,
I'm not
he
going
just
to lie.
stuck his nose up the inside and
Pause.
lost his front wing end plate. That's a shame, that is.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we are.
Charles Leclerc.
Oh,
He's got the
fuck, what's
fastest lap, apparently. That's not going to last very long. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Max Verstappen with the DRS. Opening soon come. And I mean, look, the speed
coming.
differential's
He's closing
already
in.
crazy. He doesn't even need a DRS realistically, but he's blitzing
Defend
past.
that, Charles.
Flipping it
That's not
before
even
the
funny.
line.
That's not fair. That's not sport at that point.
It is not.
That is unfair.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen leads then, and
It's not surprising though.
it's not. It's not. It isn't. Sergio Perez has got to make this move ASAP now as well.
He does.
Yeah,
he wants
don't
a
get
chance to
caught
win this
behind
race.
Leclerc for like 2 laps, whatever. You need to just like hang on to the coattails of Max.
It depends if Max can drop a second on Charles now.
Lewis, fastest lap, I see you, bro.
Because if Charles hasn't got DRS from Max, then Perez should be able to pass him quite easily as well.
Yeah.
And Perez's like pace this weekend's been like really close to Max for sure. So
Yes.
He's always been good in Baku. He's won in Baku before.
Yeah.
Won yesterday.
Yeah.
and right now the best chance at an
like,
exciting championship fight is Perez to step up and actually take it to Max. You know, so
He's our
Come on,
only
Checo.
hope, isn't it? He's our only hope this season.
He really is. He
On the
actually is.
real.
All of us are relying on Checo.
Checo, yeah.
come on, Checo time, mate. How's Alex doing? Not great. I mean, front
Well,
wing
he's
end-
missing an end plate, isn't
Well,
he? So
with any race to lose a front wing end plate, this is probably one of the better ones because there's not much medium speed at all. So, if anything, weight shedding, a bit less drag.
He's made the
it
car faster.
sounds like a lot of copium right
Could have
now.
been
I'm not gonna
could have
lie.
been tactical, you know. I'll just stick the nose up the inside, Piastri. boom,
Yeah.
lovely.
You just cut
No.
that front wing off. Yeah, don't worry
shed
about
bits
it,
of
mate.
Williams onto the track.
He sounds like me. I'm talking about
You're having an epiphany.
Give
You're
me
like,
something.
"Fuck, this is what I sound
Give me
like."
something, please.
Right, take 2. I think we're about to see is this a replay of
Checo.
that cool or no?
This is Checo closing in on Charles.
Is it enough?
Mate, he's going to open a DRS in a second. There you go.
And all of a sudden,
Again,
eat him.
Checo needs to get this done sooner rather than later.
He's got to do this. You've got to lunge.
Go on,
it's a-
Checo.
Check. Oh, he's not managed it, you
Thought
know.
about it.
It's not.
Leclerc holds on. Did Leclerc have DRS? I feel like he did.
I feel like they were too far to be
But also,
fair.
he gets a bit of slipstream from Max anyway as well.
Yeah, he does. True.
So the power of that is good. I mean, we saw the Aston Martins in qualifying.
Bloody hell, what is
Oh, there's some coffee
yeah.
cup on the.
Was that a fridge?
Someone left their
chocolate milk.
Starbucks on the.
It looked like a regular mopper there on the track for a second. That was very interesting. I had to dodge that for a second. Did get run over.
The gaps throughout the field. Lewis is within half a second of Carlos here as well.
That could be interesting.
Listen, if Carlos Sainz ends up behind a Mercedes,
Peak.
stinky.
And Sainz is almost 2 seconds off the back of Perez. So
Stinky.
yeah, not been good for
Carlos.
Carlos. Been disappointed, I've got to say. Like just generally this season with Carlos, like he really hasn't. You look at how competitive he was relative to Charles in that first season at Ferrari.
Yeah.
He outscored him. I know that didn't tell the full story, but he did outscore him. He just doesn't seem close.
But this is standard Carlos stuff. Like he's never been good early season.
Mm.
He's always quicker.
Why do you think that
Last
is?
year, second half of the season.
I was going to say the same.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's just a mental thing. Like this sport relies so much on how you are in your head. There's something about like building through the season that it really relies on.
Yeah.
Because like last few years, particularly the 2 Ferrari years, but even before that McLaren, he was always better second half of the season. He just gets more comfortable. I think as well when the races start coming quicker, maybe he struggles with like the big gaps in between, gets in his head too much, or
Yeah, maybe.
No, interesting. No, it's interesting.
I think at the start of every season, everybody is a bit disappointed in Carlos, and then come the end, everybody feels like, actually, you know what, he's done an adequate job.
Yeah.
And I noticed that.
Hello.
Oh,
Sergio
Checo.
Perez up the inside. Leclerc. Big squeeze down in turn 1, but it's a Red Bull 1-2. Get
Come
used
on,
to
Checo.
that.
Yeah.
Come
Again,
on, man.
not
Checo's
quite as
making it
convincing,
move.
but still pretty comfortable for Sergio Perez there.
Yeah, I need him to get
Right,
up.
okay, now.
This is good though. This is interesting.
Come on,
because,
Checo.
You know, Max hasn't been able to get out of, check out or anything like that.
Check out. Ooh, check out.
Check out.
Checo
Check
out.
out. Nice.
1.2 seconds between Perez and Verstappen now. So let's see if Perez can reel him in. Because even if he doesn't have DRS, the slipstream effect down the straight will help Checo keep that gap.
Yeah.
But I guess the dirty air, I can't imagine dirty air is as much of an issue around a track like this because all the corners are so slow speed.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not an aerodynamicist, but I imagine that, compared to like Catalonia, where it's all like high, medium speed
Yeah.
corners, like
Get
that's
that
really
off the
going to mess with
calendar
you.
ASAP.
it's hard through sector 1, so there's 90 lefts. It'll be hard to follow through there, but actually because the section just before the straight is those really slow corners, it's kind of easy to be a little bit late on the brake for one lap, get close to the back of someone.
Ooh, a bit of Aston Martin team stuff. Like
I mean,
saying,
that was-
Fernando, I will not attack.
That
And
was
he's behind.
interesting. I think I've seen that before, where a driver's been like, you know what? I'm not gonna overtake you, bro. It's like he did the team's job for him. He was
Yeah.
like, lads,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I understand the assignment.
Yeah.
You do you, bro. It's fine. There's only 7/10. I'd go for it, mate.
I wonder what they,
He's a better man than me. Honestly, he's a better man than me. I'd be reckless right now.
I wonder what the game plan is with Aston Martin then.
Oh, Alonso radio. Lance will not attack you.
just
Lance will not
confirming.
attack you. Fernando's like, oh, you can have a go.
Here we go.
What is going on here? I love
Yes,
this.
Fernando.
A little bit of
yeah,
needle
go on,
there.
not. When have we ever seen a driver like in front being like, oh yeah, you could have a go, and the driver behind's like, no,
I'm
I'm happy
alright,
here.
mate,
When have we
honestly.
ever seen that ever?
This is great.
Iconic. All fastest lap Sergio Perez
Go on,
within a
Sergio.
second of Verstappen.
Yes.
Come on, Checo.
Come on, Checo.
Mate, it's interesting.
The street track merchant is back
There we
again.
go.
Nothing against
Christian Horner
Verstappen. We just want an interesting championship.
2 years ago,
Them
he's suddenly
disclaimers
seen it
there.
go through his mind.
Bottas is already pitted.
Gonna get a recreation of Ricardo versus Verstappen
Uh-oh.
in 3, 2, 1.
Early stop for Vout spots.
I like your disclaimer there, Tommo, about, just so you're
look,
aware.
people,
don't hate
people have their
Verstappen.
agendas. I just don't want anyone checking out and winning the championship by a mile. I want it to
Absolutely.
be exciting. I want it to be
Yeah,
interesting.
no, yeah. We're here for the entertainment, guys. We're here for the vibes.
Yeah.
Are you
Mate,
sure?
We're here for a fight.
I'm going to
not
challenge
who it
that
is.
one.
Go on then.
I sure as hell ain't here for the entertainment if my two McLaren boys are 1 and 2. Let me be very clear. I want gaps. People.
I've definitely
I get your
I want
point
everyone
out.
out
like,
of
don't-
the race.
like, say Alex was in that position, right?
Yeah.
The odd winning the championship, fine. But if he's winning like every single race, like comfortably, for
of
example, which Max has the potential to do, that's boring, man.
No, for sure. It is.
No, come on. I've got my favourites, but I'm here for the sport first and foremost. Unlike football.
Very diplomatic of you.
Unlike football, I don't care who you are. If we're playing Wildstone Raiders or whatever,
I want 7. Yeah.
yeah, I want 17. mate.
fans.
17.
I don't care. I don't care if you're National League. Boom. Anything else? Look through the
Anti-dodge
field.
bias
Oh, you
again.
see that? So Max got fastest,
Fuming.
then straight to Perez got fastest.
So
as well.
Sergio is still lapping quicker
Go on,
than
Sergio.
Max. but
Although the gap seems bigger.
about a second.
Lance is the
Johnson
only
just on
driver
the
within a
third
second.
sector.
Okay, he's not actually. That's a lie. De Vries on the hard tyre. Alex in the pits. Are they going to change his front wing?
I don't feel like it's worth it. There is literally an entire end plate missing, though. That is quite a lot.
Yeah. And obviously, that's going to affect tyre wear as well, right? So it looks like
Quite
they
early to be pitting off the medium,
don't
isn't
have
it?
a new front wing for him. No, they don't.
Lap 8. It was saying like lap 17 for a one
They're
stop.
two stopping. There's no way that's a one stop.
Yeah, there's no way. That's mental.
The hard work
Well,
make
actually-
it. You don't think? The hard work
Then
make
again,
it?
Alex
If
did
anyone
do
was
a-
gonna do it.
Yeah, he did do a whole race on
Yeah,
one
yeah.
set of tyres, basically, didn't he? So
He's on the radio
in
like,
Australia.
Only 43 laps?
Yeah,
You what?
Give it to me.
make the race longer.
I wonder what's going on with Russell because he's 1.2 behind Norris.
Yeah.
and it just seems like he hasn't progressed since he's overtook Sonoda. I wonder there's bit of an issue there.
George washed.
George Wash.
George washed.
Oh my god. You want to get them on Coronation Week as well? Come on, you got to show some respect. Yeah, show some respect.
He's definitely like a cousin of a royal family member.
Oh, he's going to be
King
front and
George.
center. What's the race next weekend? He won't be there.
He won't be there. He'll be at the coronation instead.
He's going to be firmly.
We had Ollie
Yeah,
Behrman. We had Ollie Behrman repping with the national anthem,
Yeah.
didn't we? And in the F2, so big up.
Shout out, Ollie.
Yeah, I guess at this stage of the race, we don't know how much is, our drivers just being told, just hold position, just save your tyre, don't bother going for an overtake versus push. I mean, we don't have that information, so
Yeah.
the gap, Verstappen Perez gap, staying just over a second.
Yeah, I think he lapped about a tenth quicker that lap.
Oh, shadow flex, good shout. Horner having 2018 flashbacks as the Red Bull close in on one another.
Oof. Danny
9
Rick
tenths?
versus Max. The fateful incident
9
that
temps
made
now.
Daniel Ricciardo leave Red Bull.
7.5 temps.
There we
Checo.
go.
Sonoda
There we go.
and Piastri in at the pit lane. Sargent in as well. I think we might actually be getting
Checo
some
6
two
temps
stop races.
to Verstappen.
He's
What's going on here?
getting DRS, isn't he, down the straight? I tell you what,
Alonso.
Fernando Alonso, right on the back of Lewis, by the way.
Yeah.
All over the
Fernando's
rear.
not managing anything. He's getting on the
Not at
radio
all.
like, save the
Not
tires,
at
save the
all.
fuel.
Yeah.
Turns the radio off. I'm doing
He's
this.
like, tell Stroll to have a go again as well, by the way. lad.
Come at me, bro.
yeah. Fernando heard that message and was like, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm not even going to give him a chance to overtake.
Well, you get the chance.
Yeah, Lewis is under big pressure at the minute now. Fernando right on his gearbox.
Got 3 seconds behind Sainz. That's the thing. Lewis was right on the back of Sainz literally 2 laps ago. So his medium's clearly going off a little bit. Sergio's still a second off Max as well. Oh my God, lads. He's set of purple sets. He's winning the race.
So I take
Sergio's
it.
winning the race, lads. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, Pete. Piastri had an early stop. Stuck behind Sonoda now, though.
Yeah.
I think they were
Was he
trying to
behind?
jump
He was. Yeah, I was going to say
Snow's stopped as
he
well.
was behind anyway. Yeah.
So we've got like half the field on hard tyres now. But Mercedes garage were out.
I reckon Lewis comes in. He's going to get overtaken here if he doesn't come in.
Are they saying anything
If
on
the DRS works.
Are they saying anything on commentary about this the mediums failing a bit quick?
No, not particularly.
Oh,
which I'm quite
box,
surprised
Mercedes.
about. Yeah, Lewis
Hamilton's
coming
in.
Hamilton. Okay.
Going to get a cheeky undercut. Lando coming in as well. Yeah, he is, I think.
Yep.
And he had George right on the back of him. So we've just been deprived of 2
Fastest lap,
overtakes.
Sergio Perez. He's within 0.6 of Max Verstappen.
Come
Tell
on,
you what,
Checo.
He was right behind him down into turn 1.
Come on.
That's the closest it's been. 5 tenths. Can we see this potentially, director?
Half a second between the leaders.
No. Yeah.
This ain't the
fine.
Monaco Grand Prix director, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's definitely the closest it's been though. That got down to 4 tenths at one point.
If you're Checo, what do you do?
Oh my
Kill
lord.
him. Go for it. Straight. You go for it.
Not literally.
Killy.
Yeah, not literally.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, metaphorically on track.
I've got to disclaim everything, haven't we? I mean, overtake him in the race.
Did you see the
you lot go
traffic
what?
that Lewis just ended
Yellow
up
flag
back
set
in?
to 1. Yellow flag set to 1.
Who's hit their tyre?
Someone's gone straight on, it looks like, at turn 3.
It is Magnussen. K-Mag dropping down the order. Did you see the traffic? Lewis Hamilton just got dropped in, by the way. He's behind like 7 cars. It's a wrap. Alonso's going to overtake him.
Oh, dear. Mercedes. You
Mercedes stinker.
Not, yeah. Verstappen radio.
Oh.
Max is complaining.
Yeah, he's complaining about tyre grip. He's
sliding.
sliding about. We've got yellow flags out again.
Checo.
De Vries is dropping down the order. Has he binned it, ladies and gentlemen?
Has he binned it?
Probably.
Vries.
There you go. That is a broken front left as well.
Yeah,
he's hit something.
He's out.
Oh, yeah,
Wow,
that front
he's
left
out.
is pointing in the
That
wrong
car's
direction.
Yeah, that's
That's a safety car.
He's
Safety?
ACL'd
That's an
that.
extra stinker for Hamilton.
He's
'cause
ACL'd that.
if that's a safety car,
Oh,
Verstappen's
Verstappen's
box.
pitting. Now, this is interesting. If this ends up being a safety car, how is this going to work for Verstappen and Sergio?
Yeah, that's a good point. Here we go. So yellow flag set to 1 and 2.
This could be very bad for Max if this becomes a safety car.
Please.
He needs him to pull the safety car now while he's still in the
Yeah,
pits.
whilst he's still in the pit lane, it's not
Vries is
happening.
going to have to get recovered, surely. Because that front left
Yeah.
wheel's like pointing over there. But then I suppose Sonoda managed to get around with.
Yeah,
his
but
rim,
he's
right?
got to find reverse though.
But he
that's
can't
it.
move. The tyres
Yeah.
is done.
Has he moved? He's still there on a track map. We've got Lewis Hamilton making a move on Hulkenberg, and we've got a safety car.
Safety car.
Boom. Here we go.
That is
That's
horrible
horrible timing for
timing.
Hamilton.
I'm surprised they brought him in, honestly.
Yeah.
Having seen that on the TV, I'm really surprised because that was very obviously going to be a safety car.
I'm
Then
loving.
were they more worried about Checo attacking Max? So they were like, bring Max in so we don't have to have that.
I mean, it might be okay.
Do you reckon?
I think he's going to lose.
I don't know. It's just a theory.
If anything, they would have pitted in Perez, knowing this lot. I'll be amazed if that's what their worry was.
I don't know if they can get that car. I don't know if they can move
They're
that.
going to need the cherry picker, aren't they?
What do you
Yeah, they're
reckon?
gonna need, I mean, there's an opening just there at the top
I think
of
they
the screen.
could red
but-
flag this.
They could red
honestly.
flag, to be fair.
Just from where that is.
It can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cannot move. Oh, but I'm loving
Nick
this,
De
man.
Vries, what have you done?
What did he actually do? He's
done a-
clearly hit something.
Just didn't turn the wheel.
Box
Yeah.
Checo.
Stick around the corner.
Checo's coming in, so he will surely jump Max.
He's done a great
Got
job.
to. I think Leclerc would jump Max as well, given
Potentially,
the
and Sainz. Wow.
apparently it's only 11 seconds for a loss.
Science as well.
So yeah,
Ferrari might have to double stack here.
Max might end up fourth.
Mate, the pit
Ferrari
crew
doing
just
a
sat in the
zero
garage.
stack, yeah.
Get ready, lads. Come on.
Yeah, fucking look alive.
Oh, I'm loving it though, man.
Alonso
Perez
box.
P1.
Okay. All it takes is some random incident towards the back, and it mixes things up. Which
All
is
it needs is a bit of De Vries.
That's it.
bit of Nick Debris. That's all you need, mate.
There is plenty of Nick Debris on the track right now, in the form of his entire car.
It's going to be a busy pit.
Yeah.
You don't want
Get
any.
ready for some traffic.
You don't want any penalties for unsafe releases as well. That's the thing you got to worry about.
Do you box Perez in this situation?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ferrari realised, there's a safety car. Right, let's get ready now.
Oh, okay. This race might have just got interesting.
Is it double stacking? Ferrari.
Got to, surely.
Surely. Top 6 all coming in.
I don't think Max is going to... He's already on the straight, along the track map.
Yeah, but he's crawling down it.
Yeah,
It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight coming out, I think.
Oh, mate.
He's gonna be
Ferrari-
behind Perez. That's a fact.
Perez is-
Just
Perez is
released
out of his
Perez
box.
at the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
time there. Right, Perez is definitely ahead of Max. Will he be ahead of Charles Leclerc?
Oh my! Who's just overtaken in the pit lane? And that's the Martin
Side
just
by
got
side.
overtaken.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at this. We've got a Mercedes. George Russell getting racy, getting a bit leery
What's
there.
George playing at?
It's legal. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's allowed. It's because Stroll was waiting basically for the double stack because he obviously had to come in behind
okay.
Alonso.
Yeah.
So Russell's tried to overtake him
You
in the pit
remember
lane.
when Vettel overtook like 2 cars back
Yeah.
in, was it China? When
On the pit entry.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
pit
Just-
entry.
They were
yeah.
going slow, and he's just like, I'm not having this. Goes on the grass.
Yeah, just overtakes 2 people.
So Charles Leclerc comes out ahead of Max Verstappen.
Yeah, mad.
Go on. Let's get some spice.
Oh, Max
That's bad
is
timing.
not going to be happy with that. Understandably, I get it, but also these things happen.
It's going to get spicy.
Lewis in 10th. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Howler.
Got to say,
How is Hulkenberg even there? He hasn't pitted, surely.
He didn't,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he started on hard.
Lewis came out behind him, and Hulkenberg just stayed out. I think Ocon as well just stayed out. So those 2 are on...
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So he's actually 8th, I guess, because Ocon hasn't pitted and neither has Hulkenberg.
yeah, Ocon and Hulkenberg
Then again-
didn't pit.
They might just be... Their strategy from the start might have just been, we're just going to wait, and there will be a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing this
fair.
season and knowing this
Knowing
track,
this track, yeah.
If you're those 2...
It's worth a gamble, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what Hadjar and Awasa did in the F2. They stayed out super late, just hoping for something. It didn't come in the end. But Hadjar still got P8, so... sometimes it's worth... If you're right at the back, it's worth that gamble, isn't it?
They're playing the odds, yeah.
Lewis in the points.
Lewis
Get in.
10th.
Yes, come on, Joe.
Yes,
I'm with you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, it's gone... Well, look, Pete called it. Role reversal for Mercedes. Russell looks way more likely for a podium now than Lewis.
Done told you guys, man.
You might have been cooking, honestly. Forget about where McLaren
Nick
are right
DeVries,
now.
what happens?
Oh, he's
Clipped
just
the
hit
inside
he's
wall.
just hit the inside wall.
Nick, man.
Oh, dear.
He just hit the inside wall on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stinker.
Oh, mate. That's a stinker.
It's very unforgiving, this circuit.
I
though, isn't
prefer
it?
not
The
to
exact same
speak.
thing happened.
Liam Lawson's like,
Yeah.
yes, please.
I prefer not to speak.
Retire the car.
That is true. That, like, DeVries this season has not been looking great since he got into the AlphaTauri scene.
George, mate.
Because he looked
That's
brilliant
a
in the
bit
Williams,
sus from
didn't he?
George, I think.
Yeah,
I think
one race.
it depends if...
Flipping hell.
Nah, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
mean-
all right. Seb did the
How
exact
comes-
same thing
how
in
comes
China.
that is-
I think that's all right.
No, but Seb fully got past. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are. Like,
Well,
I'm
you can
saying-
be alongside each other in the pit lane because if you exit at the same time, we've seen people leave the pit lane at the same, like alongside each other.
How
And at the end of the day, Stroll is waiting for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get that gap for the double stack. If you're going to wait, then you've got to expect to be overtaken.
I'm amazed that it's legal. I don't get it. I don't get how that's safe, if that makes sense. Like with all the, 2 cars side by side.
I do
Oh,
hate
no,
that,
no
to
one
be
said
fair.
it's safe, but it is legal.
Oh, yeah. I don't get why it's legal.
True. No,
But you see, no, no, no.
Like that
You see-
aren't very safe, but very legal.
Very legal.
You see some tracks and they actually have a double lane in the pit lane.
Yeah.
I think basically anything that's not a pit box is fair game.
It's fair game.
So,
So mechanics, whoever you are,
yeah.
it's up to you.
but also from the video, like anything outside the pit lane doesn't really count. George goes in first, so actually, is that Stroll's done something wrong? Was he meant to back off?
Good point from Lenny. If Stroll's box was before Russell, he wouldn't have been able to turn in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is
he
that
would've had
on
to brake.
Stroll though? Does Stroll have to like stop and go behind him?
Yeah,
Like-
that's what, I'm not sure what the rule is. Like, if there's a car ahead, you just have to get into line. Like,
I don't know. At the
Just
end of the day, for
concede
me,
the-
if you're going to wait and not be a dickhead, but like as in if you're going to wait and take the piss on entry to the pit lane, then you should expect to be overtaken.
yeah,
But at that
fair.
point, you'd get a slowing on track. Like that's already
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah,
That is a
exactly.
penalty. But they were both going full speed.
Yeah.
Lance wasn't going.
Yeah, he wasn't going through.
Yeah, he was
but
lifting
it was
off,
enough
but-
to be like, well, you're costing
Trying
me
to
like
open the
5
gap,
seconds here. So
But one thing we can rely on, not even the FIA know what to do in this situation.
facts. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck
So it's
are we
fine.
supposed to know?
It's fine. If they don't know, then George will be fine.
Safety car in this lap.
All right.
We're back to racing, boys. Verstappen P3. I mean, he should get Leclerc again pretty easily, a couple of laps, but
I want to say, like,
done it's Checo.
credit to Red Bull because they could have pulled Perez in,
Yeah.
kept Max out, and got because I think I don't know. You
Still
see
surprised
Nick
a
De
bit.
Vries with a broken that front left wheel. Surely that's not a quick recovery. That's at least a VSC. It was a safety car. Fair play for them. Like not, they get a lot of criticism for prioritising Max all the time, but that decision certainly prioritised Checo.
I take it where De Vries went out was right between sectors 1 and 2 because they made it for both sectors, didn't they? The yellow.
Yeah. It was yellow for both.
It was turn 6 where De Vries hit.
Right.
Here we go, Checo.
Waiting for the restart. You want to leave it as late as possible, really, don't you?
Yeah,
Down this
absolutely.
Exactly.
17 kilometres straight.
This is gonna be.
Oh, my Lord. This is going to get techie.
What
He's gone. He's bolted, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what,
It's a bold move.
Right
not
there,
a
you
mile
know.
off though. Oh, Perez has had to defend the inside. Oh,
Charles
Checo.
did well.
Checo's not done a great job there.
It's not the greatest restart, but it'll do.
Russell almost squeezed into the wall. Alonso
Oh,
at the
Alonso
inside
at the
of George
inside.
Russell.
Inside.
Oh, it's Stroll, sorry.
It's
Stroll at the
Stroll.
inside of George.
Stroll.
Well
God.
done, Lance.
Fair
Go
play.
on, mate.
Mate, Lance has got an overtaking him.
Well done, lads.
Verstappen's about to Russell Leclerc.
Russell's some feathers.
And Russell's about to Russell himself.
Verstappen has got past Leclerc pretty comfortably there already.
He needed that, to be fair.
Go
Oh, go on, Fernando.
Fernando at the inside of Carlos
Lovely
Sainz.
move.
Inside.
Wow. Fernando Alonso up past Carlos Sainz into
Blimey.
P4.
Fair play.
Quality.
He's on the podium, calling it. P3
He is.
again.
Yeah.
Every race this season.
El
somehow.
Plan.
Sonoda Piastri is scrapping.
Lovely stuff from Fernando Alonso.
And
That's the mind.
Both
Slap
of
that
them, both
restart.
Astons.
Yeah.
Great restart.
And now the
from them.
Mercedes is together. That's mad, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, how's that?
Yeah.
Out of all this stuff, like,
Yeah.
that's happened to George and Lewis this race.
Ah.
Seeing them back together again.
George had a stinker. All right, well, Perez up ahead with fastest lap as well, ahead of Max Verstappen.
Come on, Checo. Let's hold it.
Jeez.
Can he hold it?
1.5 ahead.
Yeah, good little gap. He's
I mean,
doing well.
Perez would have hoped that Verstappen would have stayed behind Leclerc for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I
Just
think so.
one
Yeah,
more
yeah,
corner.
yeah, yeah.
Just a tad, yeah.
At least a lap, maybe. Come on, lads. Do you mind?
Help me out here, son. Come on. What else we got through there? So Hulkenberg.
I'm
beat
watching that
again.
Stroll science.
Ocon and
battle.
Hulkenberg in the points, but not pitted. Goat Lonzo. There you go.
Go Alonso. Love that.
Hamilton's really close to the back of George Russell here. 4 tenths, 3.5
Yeah.
tenths.
PR63 in the mud.
I think they're going to let him race as well, Mercedes. Hopefully.
Oh, God.
2 tenths.
Oh,
Lewis
this is
right
getting
on the back of George
techie.
Russell. George Russell defending.
Oh,
Lewis going up the inside.
Side.
Lovely move.
Lovely move from Lewis Hamilton there.
Very good move.
Sir Lewis.
Didn't give it him easy. George Russell thinking about going back on him, but can't do it.
George just distracted by the coronation right now. He's distracted, thinking
Signing
about.
this RSVP for the dinner.
I want to be there. He's there in his like fucking Union Jack suit, just like cool, blimey lads.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I completely forgot Pierre Gasly's in this race.
Pierre Gasly.
P15.
He had a decent sprint. He started way down.
Yeah.
He was like back of the grid.
Yeah.
Alpine
He gained like 8 places or something.
He did, yeah.
In the sprint.
Yeah,
Alpine.
he used to do that today.
Perennially disappointing. Alpine.
What, Gasly?
No, Alpine.
Oh, I was going to say that's harsh. Poor geezer. He's trying his hardest.
No, the whole organisation.
yeah. Facts.
That's what I'm shooting shots at.
Facts.
No, great move from Alonso there.
I feel like he caught Sainz napping. I feel like Sainz was looking ahead of him to
Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah,
And just wasn't paying. Well, he defended a little. That's a weird defense from Sainz. He kind of just didn't do either.
You're right.
He didn't go for the corner normally, and he didn't really defend properly either.
Alonso should not be overtaking there. There's no way.
Yeah.
I think he did take it normally. He looked at his mirror. It's like, there's no way.
Yeah.
He drives the corner normally and he looks across again. It's like,
Ooh. FIA have noted an unsafe release for Sergio Perez. Noted. Not investigating yet, but it's noted. But so that's where Perez came out just ahead of Leclerc.
I feel like that would be a little harsh.
Yeah.
It didn't look. It didn't look
looked
like
fine.
Ferrari
From
had
that
to
angle,
it
brake.
looks
anyway.
absolutely fine.
I think we need to see Leclerc's onboards to really judge
Yeah.
it. You know,
If he had to brake, then that's a different story. But I don't.
because
I
he
don't
did
think
lock
he
up
did.
a little bit. But yeah, exactly. I'm not
Max
sure if he did.
fastest lap. The hunt is on.
Science is sticking on
No
the back of
further
Alonso.
investigation.
Oh, okay, fair enough. What, on the already?
Yeah. No further
It's just a waste of a note, really, isn't it? Like, if you're gonna come to that conclusion so quickly, it's just wasting paper at that point.
Exactly.
Science could be doing something on Alonso here. He's getting closer.
He's holding on to him, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Sainz should have more pace. He's got a quicker car underneath.
theoretically.
But Alonso's, I think, a driver driving with a lot more confidence than Sainz at the moment.
100%.
Yeah, no further investigation. There we go. Lovely.
It
Good.
was, in fact, a safe release.
Well
After all
safe.
that,
The
yeah.
safest.
I guess the fight here is definitely Perez Verstappen. I'm just trying to think through the field. Louis, Perez is quick on this track, and he is. You're right. This is not, he's done bits at Baku before.
Bits of Baku.
Bits at Baku, that's it.
Baku bits. With
loves
Carlos Perez?
Carlos
I'm tired, mate. I'm hungover.
I do wonder what it is about. I guess street circuits typically have certain characteristics like those slower speed corners. You're not going to get many medium speed fast corners at a street circuit, and just maybe it's those kind of corners that Max can just extract that little bit more, like a Catalunya, for example.
Yeah.
I see Perez being nowhere near Max in Catalunya, for example.
Yeah, I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
see
what
me
that
being
comes down
nowhere near Catalunya because it's a shit track.
Well, they are. Oh, Lance hit the inside as
to.
well.
Oh,
Lance did a De Vries.
he's done the De Vries.
Oh, Lance, mate. And I think he's ripped the wheel cover
He
off.
hit that hard, mate. He hit that harder than De Vries
The
did.
De Vries, yeah.
I think he glanced it more. And then Lewis, oh no, Lewis is
The
fine.
replay.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of Lance's wheel rim looked like it got ripped off there.
I don't know how he's continuing.
I have no idea how he has no
Exploded
damage.
the wall.
Oh, Russell's
that's
pit
insane.
entry.
Yeah.
Pit entry has been noted.
entry.
Russell's pit entry.
Oh,
Yellow
we've got
flag
a
set to
yellow.
one.
Oh, it's okay.
And
It's immediately gone.
That was
Fair
the
enough.
shortest yellow flag of my life.
I don't think the marshal had even got it out. It's like, oh, okay, never mind, lads. It's all good.
Let's get the little litter picker to just pick it up.
Yeah.
Bosh. Lovely jubbly.
Crazy.
I think it goes to show how much luck can come into Formula One because
Yeah.
Yep.
yesterday Sonoda tapped the ball way less than Stroll did just then.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
his wheel just came flying off.
Yeah.
Stroll fully just like headbutted
He
the thing and he's fine.
Yeah, he just connected with the
Yeah,
wall
yeah,
just
yeah.
then. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Leclerc, I am stupid part 2 soon? Question mark.
I think
There's always a chance.
fairly confident.
There's always
There's always a chance,
Oh,
by the
there is
way.
always a chance. But
Alonso's only a second half off of Leclerc. This could be another Red Bull 1-2, Alonso 3.
Oh,
It could be. Definitely. I think race pace wise, Ferrari they just munch through tyres, man.
4 seconds down on Verstappen in what, 4 laps.
it's just depressing.
Yeah.
No offense to Red Bull. No, actually, full offense to Red Bull. Why have you done this to us? Why have you made such a good car?
Why are you so good at what you do?
God damn it.
come on, Checo.
Apparently Lance's car is okay.
I don't know how. Honestly.
How?
So I wonder at this stage whether this is just Max just holding station or whether this is both pushing. I mean, it's 4 seconds that gap now between Max and Leclerc now, so that implies that they're not just dawdling about.
No, they are pushing, aren't they? They definitely are.
Maybe if they were pushing, it'd be 12 seconds. You never know.
You just never know.
Pace of this Red Bull.
Yeah. If you ask George Russell, that's what he thinks,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
he? He's like, oh, yeah, holding pace back.
If you're Max, is it more beneficial to be behind Perez for most of the race? I don't know if it's better for fuel, maybe if you just hang
Yeah,
in there,
perhaps.
second back and then 5 laps before the end just starts. to go.
Bide your time.
I guess there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
rush, is there, to be honest with you? Oh, hello.
Magnussen.
Oh, my lord. Okay,
cut
Mag.
back. You got cut backed.
That was a very... Oh, my goodness me.
That's an online server move.
It's
That.
at this moment you realise.
That's so great.
He's done really well to avoid the wall there.
Fucking hell, Kev. Careful, fella. That's for P16. Wow.
16!
Fastest sector one, Max Verstappen. So he's pushing. He's pushing, but so's Checo. It's still over a second between the two of them. I guess, yeah, it's the balance between being in the dirt, yeah, how much that actually hurts your tyres, how much that you gain via that bit of slipstream. It's a way up, isn't it? And again, we don't know the internal team communications. We know that if Max gets an opportunity to go for the pass, he's going to take it. He's not just going to
slap it up the
just hold
inside.
position, boys. No, it's not going to happen. Like, Max is going to go for it, and fair enough. Like, it's him, and he knows that Checo's his biggest chance of a title rival right now. So, Oh, look at Alonso giving Lance his brake balance suggestions.
Go on, mate.
This is the most unique inter-team sort of like rival I think I've ever seen.
What is this Fernando Alonso?
Yeah, he's
Imagine
just
him
like-
doing that in 2007 with Hamilton.
Give him my setup, lads.
No
Yeah?
chance. Yeah.
In fact, honestly, let me get out. You can have my car.
Maybe this is just what a happy Alonso looks like. 'Cause
Yeah,
we've
man.
not had one for years. He's been
maybe.
miserable. And justifiably as well.
He's been going through it.
I saw an interview with Pedro de la Rosa, who is at Aston Martin now and he's really close with Fernando. And he sounded like, he feels like this is a different Fernando. He is understanding more of the team game. He knows that Aston Martin isn't a title-winning car yet, and he has to play the team game. He knows there's this opportunity now.
Yeah.
They've got all this ATR until the end of June. Like, maybe second half of the season, this Aston Martin could be fight. Like, if they use that time well, then they could be. They could be for sure, definitely.
I bet he couldn't believe his luck to land in a situation like that where any car that could at least fight for a podium,
Like, look at where the Alpines are.
Yeah.
He made a good decision, man.
Oh, no, what's
Where's
Ocon done?
Esteban Ocon, speaking of
Honestly, like, it was so weird when it happened.
which? That's a tap. I think he's tapped the wall there.
Yeah, little love tap on the rear right, I think. Oh, Esteban. Oh, my God.
That is as close as you can possibly get. That is insane.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Esteban. Keep it clean, mate. Please, just have a clean weekend out. I know you're not very quick. Just keep it clean. Don't write off any more cars and chassis.
Oh, I wouldn't have that if I was Esteban. I know you're not very quick. That's a low blow, Mr. Tommo.
The ninth.
No, mate.
And he's not even
No.
stopped.
Not having it. Not
He's
having
not
it.
pitted.
Fuming.
Because he started on the hard, so it's not the end of the world for them.
LFC.
Ocon and Hulkenberg are fucked.
Here
Oh,
we-
That's not
big
good.
mistake. That's a position loser
Yep.
from Stroll. Lewis is right on him now.
Lance thought his car was okay, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Lewis
Or
easy overtake
It
here.
might be a skill issue. Who knows?
Maybe.
This is an easy overtake. Lewis is taking Stroll here.
Nah, see, look, that Mercedes is just slow, bro.
Yeah, it's all right. He's got the DRS open though now. There you go.
Right, there we go.
Let's get some move done on Lance.
If that's their advantage with DRS,
That's scary.
Mercedes have got some serious issues.
That's a concern. Yeah, that was far too
Barely.
hard, really.
Barely got past him.
Yeah.
It's got your engine in the back as well, the car that you're overtaking. So there's not even any excuse.
That's always embarrassing, isn't it? When the supplier team's doing better than the manufacturer.
It's not a good look, is it? I mean, I suppose Renault had it for Red Bull for years, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then it ended up being the Renault engine that let them down.
Cost
you
them.
got to wonder if they had a better engine over those years, whether they'd been able to take the fight to Mercedes,
True.
Absolutely.
True.
Right, here we go.
Honda in there.
What's Lance?
Oh, he just missed the apex, then bit of oversteer.
Just drove bad, is what he did.
Yeah, what he's done is what he could improve upon is his driving.
Yeah.
There. I will probably say that.
If he
Really?
went around the track quicker,
Yeah.
it would be better for him.
Could you imagine we said that on team radio? Lance, just drive
I
better.
think the technical term was he fucked it.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, Perez.
Checo,
You're
you're
right,
close
mate.
to the wall as well.
Bloody hell,
This might be
Sergio.
Verstappen's thing. He might know that it's better just to stay behind Perez, stay in his mirrors, and it just
Yeah.
freaks Perez out. Like he might know that Perez does
him
not
out.
like that, can't handle it at all.
Yeah,
Because they know
Just lurk.
internally they have those reviews after the races.
yeah.
But the thing is, Perez is like one of the best defenders on the grid.
Yeah.
So like, if you leave it too long, Max might not actually pull this move off.
Well, look, I mean, they've dropped Leclerc by almost 8 seconds now
Jesus Christ.
off the back of Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
I think, what's the incentive for Max to make the overtake now? I think if you get past, then Checo's going to be the one with the slipstream and the DRS potentially. So hold stations maybe for now. I don't think it's necessarily worth making that move. I think if Max thought he could easily break more than a second to Checo and take off up the road, but I don't think he can. I don't think he's got the pace to just drive away from Checo. So
Yeah.
I think staying put's a reasonable decision to make right now.
Surprised to see George Russell driving with the racing line on right now. Would have thought he'd have moved past that by now, mate.
23 leak.
Flipping it.
Part of me think
23 leak. New gameplay at Baku. Looks like the real thing.
Yeah, a part of me's thinking, how close everyone's been in terms of hitting the sides there. I think they might be thinking of another safety car coming out, and that's when Max will then pounce and sort of think, I'll get the job done. Because,
Takes one driver.
yeah, look how close everyone's getting. That is ridiculously close.
That's raucous.
As Jolyon Palmer would say, you get punished at a street circuit.
You have to be alert at all times.
Yeah, that's all it takes. A split
Can't fall
second.
asleep behind the wheel around here, mate. Absolutely not.
Wouldn't advise, to be fair. Would not advise sleeping at the wheel.
No, yeah, on 200 mile an hour.
What, we're 3.5 races into the season so far. We've had the sprint.
Yeah.
What drivers do we think have maybe disappointed most relative to our expectations? Because obviously expectations are all different for all of us, right? We all have standards that we set of certain drivers based off what we think. Chat, let us know as well. Who've been the biggest disappointments so far this season, do we think? Let's just chuck some names out there and then we'll pick one each. Because
De Vries.
De Vries is a tricky one because he's the one himself who said, "Don't think of me like a rookie."
Yeah,
But unfortunately, he's been driving
Looks
like
like one.
one. Yeah.
it's true. It's true. Bottas I throw in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm a
First
little,
race was good for Bottas,
I'm just
but since
underwhelmed.
then,
The thing is, the problem is because points are what matter, and he picked some up in Bahrain.
Sure.
But I mean, he's 19th now. I was going to try and make a case, but Valtteri, you're making it hard.
Yeah.
If Valtteri gets beaten by Guan Yu Zhou in the championship this season, do Alfa Romeo let him go?
I think surely there's a better drive. There's a younger, more exciting driver for that Audi project. If Bottas can't even beat Joe,
Porsche.
yeah, maybe Porsche, maybe someone from another team who's like, if Lando's doing well, if
A bit harsh though, isn't it? He hasn't had a Chinese Grand Prix yet. We're going to get that next year, and then we're going to boot him off.
No,
Bottas.
Oh, Zhou.
You're saying Bottas.
Zhou's
Yeah.
staying, mate. Zhou's slapping.
Okay,
Joe's
okay.
He's
doing-
17th. He's slapping.
It's difficult because I think Joe's doing all right. I guess the standard that Valtteri set, like over Lewis and Valtteri's career at Mercedes together,
Yeah.
Bottas would out-qualify Lewis on average about 30% of the time, which isn't insignificant.
No,
That's
absolutely not.
almost 1 in 3.
Absolutely not,
Bottas
yeah.
could outpace Lewis. Typically, he wouldn't win those races, but still, we could. There were, no, but
Yeah.
It's Lewis Hamilton.
Always won the first race.
Like,
and then that was it,
yeah, exactly. He peaked too soon.
He never won.
We know
But,
Bottas has got that in his pocket, and
Yeah.
we've just not seen that driver.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen the driver that Alfa Romeo would have rightfully expected to get, I guess, based off of his Mercedes career, in my opinion.
He was good, particularly first half of last season.
He was
on
fantastic
it,
first half of last season. Yeah,
Yeah.
fully outdriving that car,
absolutely.
and then now
But it's been almost a
going
whole season, from Canada onwards, when they both scored points last year. From when Joe had his incident in Silverstone, which Bottas retired from that race as well.
Yeah.
The car's been nowhere as well, but Valtteri just hasn't. It's been like neck to neck.
Yeah.
Neck to neck?
Neck to neck.
Neck to neck is fine.
Neck to neck. Between the two of them.
Whoa.
Neck against neck. Jeez.
Hulkenberg's looking up the inside of Esteban.
I'd
Can't
say
get
as
it
a
done.
team, I think you can't. It's hard to look past Mercedes as a team in terms of the most disappointing. Because
Yeah.
okay, last year fine, it happens, but we're here again, almost in the same vein as last year in terms of disappointment. I'd probably say we're not too far. I think De Vries, Bottas, I think.
De Vries, who else is disappointed
Science.
you relative to your expectations?
Science.
I feel like
relative to your expectations.
That is true, yeah. No, fair
If you
enough.
look at where he was,
Niran.
My expectations are for him to be beaten by Leclerc, so I guess.
this time last year, Sainz would have been buried in the wall.
Yeah, true.
So actually,
what's your thoughts on Lewis? Only because George is out qualifying him. That I'm not expecting.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Lewis to do better than George this season.
The average delta is like a 10th, though. between
Yeah. No, there's not much between them, but I guess we got so used to him killing Bottas, or as you said,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I'm surprised that George is actually swinging with Lewis. That surprises me.
I think it's a combination. I think George is stepping up. I think George is a quicker driver than Bottas, especially over a lap.
Yeah.
As we're looking at Russell having a pop at Stroll here, but
Yeah, he's stuck behind him, really. Stroll has dropped off a little bit off Lewis. George can't make it work. He also doesn't think he can make the tyres work to the end. He said these tyres aren't making it. So I think Merck thinking of a two-stop.
and also
here.
Lewis within a second of Carlos Sainz as well. So could be lining up a move, yeah. Sainz's pace just isn't quite there.
It is not there. Right, let's. We're halfway through the race. Let's have a little recap of our predictions.
Yeah,
and how
see where
we
we're-
are doing. What we're saying. I tell you. Oh, look at
Oh, Peter, mate.
this is wheel knowledge.
I thought you was NA. Hang on a minute. You had no drivers on.
Listen, they're just waiting for
winning.
the standings. So if Lewis actually overtakes Sainz, I've got 5 for 5, by the way.
Yeah, you're looking good. Mate.
Flipping heck, mate.
You're looking
Norris
good, mate.
P5 was a bit optimistic, and certainly Norris 4 and Piastri 5 was very optimistic.
Looking peak right now.
Look, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. A couple more wall clips. Piastri could be up there. He's not going to be up there. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen.
Listen, I just need a big hit from Hulkenberg, yeah, just to cause a mess. And then, you know what I mean, get my McLaren guys up there.
I guess you think towards the end of the race, drivers
every
are going
single car in front of them.
All of them in one
all
go,
9.
Yeah.
If there is one place you can do it, it's probably here, to be fair.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah. By the castle, just have a little, you know.
it can't be it's not a surprise that ultimately in a race, at the start, there's a lot of opportunity to gain position. At the end, you're at the end, so you need to gain position wherever you can. In the middle of the race, we typically see things die down a little bit, which is what we're seeing at the moment. But, you know, Lewis is reeling Sainz in because Sainz hasn't got DRS from anyone in front of him. Might have a bit of slipstream maybe from Alonso, but
Lewis is shame that Mercedes just has no straight line
Doesn't
speed.
have DRS stop.
At all. Yeah.
Might as well.
Could you imagine what would... I take it Aston Martin's DRS is still an issue, yeah?
I'm not sure.
Right,
Probably.
There's not been any mention of
I think it might be okay.
It might be fine.
right.
Okay, fine. Okay. Because I just didn't put Aston Martin in my top 5 purely because of that issue. But if they fixed it, then I would have... Because Alonso P4 right now and Stroll, P7, it's bloody good, to be fair, considering the circumstances.
You've got an Esteban Ocon train as well, with Hulkenberg unable to get past, so everyone else is stuck behind. Lando must be pretty frustrated because he knows he's got a quick car underneath him, but he's stuck there in P11.
Jeez.
Yeah, Ocon and Hulkenberg have kind of ruined that section of the grid's race because they're not even going to be there come the end of it. Like they've got to pit at some point. They're so out of sync. But
I shouldn't be, but I'm shocked by Alpine's lack of pace. I'm shocked that Ocon's 8 seconds off the back of Russell. Like I feel like Alpine at times have looked almost like as quick as the Mercedes, and they brought upgrades to this race. There was a bit of hype about it, but once again,
That seems to be
they ain't
Alpine's...
brought anything.
Yeah, I
I
mean...
think they've forgotten. They left them in the van.
They're one of those teams, and actually very similar to Haas, where they could just be anywhere each weekend.
Yeah.
Completely different every weekend.
super inconsistent.
Yeah, they have no consistency. They have a quick car. They don't know why. Some weekends they turn up and they just don't know what to do with it, and then they're 17. Like,
Not a Scooby why they're quick.
and so both of them, Ocon and Hulkenberg, they're like, we're in the points.
Yeah.
What is going on? We're just gonna stay here.
Yeah.
They're on the radio to each other, just like, you want to just hang on to
We
this
just stay out.
couple
Lads.
points.
They can't stop us all.
They haven't done their stops yet, have they?
No,
they
still
won't.
going.
But they started on the hard.
Fair
So.
play to them,
Yeah.
man.
But they are like gonna be.
They're like softs now, aren't they?
Because obviously a lot of people...
They're gonna be. It's bad.
Yeah, they could pull a one stop off potentially.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I
that's
mean, there
their
will be
hope.
some people that do 2 stops that have to.
Sure.
I mean, people like Albon pitted quite early. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sargent did. Gasly's already done a 2 stop.
Most of them pitted about lap 10.
Yeah.
10, lap 12.
Yeah. And George said he can't make it to the end. So
Esteban is not a popular driver right now. Oh, it's one of them, innit? I suppose that, when the cars are this close
the problem is there's
in the
2 of them.
midfield, then
That's the issue. If it was just Ocon, he'd have fallen through the order by now. But it's the fact that Hulkenberg's there as well.
Exactly. That's the bottleneck. If Norris was behind Ocon, he would have got past him already, I think.
Yeah,
So McLaren's- Even Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, that AlphaTauri is quick in a straight line.
Yeah.
Like they bought quite a lot of upgrades, actually, that didn't really get spoken about much. But they brought a lot of changes to the car, and Tsunoda put it in P8 in qualifying. Superb job, quick car, but...
It looks really slow going through there. I don't know if that's just...
I mean,
They love that shot, don't they, by the way?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Go through the castle.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Hey guys, one job.
Yeah.
He stands up there for 3 hours once a year. 4 seconds of airtime.
yes.
do you know what?
When did you see it? It was my camera.
As the you know it's a bit dead when you're just watching the leader of the the DRS train. Should we do a bit of quiz?
Oh, yeah, go on.
I think we've got a little bit of a quiz ready.
Oh,
in the
get
back
us
end
involved.
for us and everyone watching. Get involved in the live chat as well.
These are always such hard questions, man. I'm making a stand.
Well, look, blame production,
Boycott the
right?
quiz.
Question
No,
one:
do it.
which team principal does not believe his team standing in the championship table is a fair reflection on their potential?
Probably
So
all
that's
of
a
them.
quote. Who's
Probably
quoted
all of
saying
them.
that?
That gives me Otmar Safnauer
I've
energy.
got Otmar
That gives me
vibes, yeah.
Otmar energy. Facts.
I've got vibes.
No one at McLaren's saying that because they know that they're shit. Well,
Well, it's unfair the other way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Frank
accidentally
Tost isn't
scored
saying
all
that
these
'cause he
points.
doesn't trust his engineers, and he's leaving. which we'll talk
Ferrari
about later.
don't have any
It could be
potential.
faster. It could be faster. It's the kind of thing that Ferrari have to say.
Yeah, I
they're
think
told
so.
by
Okay,
Ferrari management.
I'm gonna go Vassell. with you.
Yeah.
I'm going Safnauer. I'm going
going
Alpine.
Safnauer.
I
Yeah.
think it's Alpine.
Otmar.
I'm a Vassar.
Oh, as Nico Hulkenberg clips the wall, it was James Vowles.
Oh, Williams.
Really?
Hello.
Okay, I mean, I hear
He thinks
that.
they should be
actually-
faster, further up the grid.
They got what, 1 point on the board?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
okay,
Albon's
okay.
got one.
That is pretty, yeah.
That's because we're saying
Albon was literally 6th in
To be fair,
Australia.
he was
like.
due
Yeah.
for 8 points.
we were saying earlier that that's why I was saying sort of about Williams and Albon this year that actually the points don't reflect it, but they've actually looked a lot better than
They have,
what we
yeah.
know Williams
Yeah.
to be.
Is
So-
Albon a shout for a disappointing driver?
But his driving has been good.
I mean, he
It's
made
his getting
one.
to the end
He
of the
made
race
one
that's-
bottle, in
Yeah.
Australia. But I mean, it's
But
3.5
a
races.
pretty catastrophic bottle, realistically. You know, when all the points are relying on you.
Question
get me.
2. we had
Yes, man.
we had amazing years together where he supported me and I supported him. Who did Lewis Hamilton recently say this about?
Amazing years.
Bottas.
Nah, I think it might be Fernando. Nah, actually, no, it's not Fernando.
He supported me. No.
There was absolutely zero support.
This could be James Vowles again, you know.
Oh yeah, what
Is it going to be
What
2
team
James
member?
Vowles?
Oh, no, wait there. Angela.
Oh.
Fitness settings. Yeah, I think it's
He's
Angela.
supported
No.
me.
Roscoe?
Ah, is it he?
Him.
Pronouns. Pronouns, pal.
Roscoe, the dog.
Oh.
He
That makes it sound like
supported
he's
me.
died.
Roscoe's
I'm
still
pretty sure
alive, though.
Roscoe's still there.
Yeah, Roscoe's still
Roscoe's
alive.
fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope.
no, Roscoe's
Using
still about.
past tense. Past tense meant they used to be together, but they're no longer together.
Roscoe left me.
Yeah.
I'm
gotta
going
be
to
Bottas,
say
yeah.
Vowles again.
I'm saying Bottas.
I'm going to go Bottas. Yeah, I'm going to go
It has to be.
Bottas.
The answer is Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, boy.
Well done.
We love that. Yes, Valtteri. He's not having any amazing years right now.
Question 3. Daniel Ricciardo is set to get behind the wheel of a Red Bull F1 car as part of the 12-hour race weekend later this year. But which circuit will we be driving at?
12 hours.
What?
There's an event.
It's a demonstration.
I know this one, but yeah, it's part of a 12-hour event, motor racing
Las
event.
Vegas. It's got to be somewhere in America.
Wait,
I'm going
hang on. So he's going to be driving an F1 car for 12 hours?
No,
Okay.
but
He's
it's
gonna
part
drive,
of a
3
12-hour
laps.
event.
Okay, I
There's
was
a
gonna
12-hour event. You know, like 24 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-hour event.
yeah.
And he's going to be driving
Only,
Red Bull.
only Americans will come up with this, and it's got to be Las Vegas.
Nah,
Big up the Americans.
Have you ever
man.
heard of
I know this one,
WEC?
so I'm not going to say it.
Is it like
yeah,
Sebring?
I'm going to let you guys guess.
True.
They do 12
what,
hours.
Sebring?
Daytona, Sebring.
That's in Florida, isn't it?
I
I'm not. I can't confirm
think
or
it's
deny.
somewhere like Monza. I think it's somewhere Europe. Pretty sure.
I'm going to say it is in Venezuela.
Chat.
Oh, nice.
Nürburgring.
Fuck it.
Nürburgring.
Oh, yeah, I did actually see that. I did actually see that on the news. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
At least we're getting it.
What's the actual race?
Quiz. I'll take those.
What cars are the actual race for 12 hours?
I think it's just like an endurance, like GTs or something.
Seems a bit unfair
okay.
if he's driving an F1 car, to be honest. He's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
he just stays on the track.
Christian Horner
I'm
rang him
not
up. He's like,
leaving.
Ricardo needs this. He needs
You
this for
can't
his
kick me
confidence.
off.
Guys, come on,
He needs the
please.
confidence boost,
Please,
lads,
come on.
Not having a German Grand Prix in Formula One is a stinker, though.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
a howler.
Very true,
Fact.
yeah,
Friggin' howler.
yeah.
Facts. Well, apparently Domenicali said he's blamed the organisers.
Yeah.
like
He said that
Then
there's no
again-
demand.
And
Then
Nürburgring.
again, they're not owed a Grand Prix. I know it sounds bad, but like,
Yeah.
if they can't run one, then
there are enough in Europe.
because Hockenheim has been going broke now for about 10 years,
Yeah.
and the Nürburgring just doesn't seem
it's not a
interested,
charity.
so-
You've got to be profitable.
Yeah,
suppose, you
man.
know. Right. Question 4: which driver has finished on the podium the most times at Baku?
Oh,
Sergio Perez?
Yeah, Checo's
I'm
a
gonna
good
wait. I'm
shout.
gonna wait because I think I know the answer.
I think it might be. No, it's not Bottas because he retires with the
Is it Charles?
tyre blowout once. I don't know if it would be
Charles
Sergio,
always
you know.
run well
I
at
think
Baku, isn't he?
Yeah, I
They
think
call him
it's
the
Leclerc.
Baku specialist.
Yeah, I think it's Leclerc.
Is it Leclerc?
Ironically,
Yeah.
I
Just saying, chat.
am-
Vettel, Checo.
because he's been on pole twice. I think he's been on the podium 3 times.
Oh yeah, he is a little Baku merchant, isn't he?
But then, so as Perez was
Perez.
on the podium last year. He also was in it
Force
in
India.
the Force India.
Yeah.
Was there another time?
It could be Perez.
But then he's not been in a top running car for long. So you think like the Mercedes, like Lewis Hamilton How many times has he?
Lewis.
But then I guess brake magic that took.
Not Lewis.
I'm gonna say Charles as well.
I'm saying Lewis.
Charles.
Yeah, I'll go Charles. I'm gonna hit myself if it's friggin' Perez.
It's Sergio Perez.
Hit yourself.
Why did I doubt myself there?
Go on then.
Wait, how many times has Checo been on the podium then? 4 times?
Yeah, check
3
it 4.
times.
Fucking hell.
Is that the most? No one else has done 3.
That's
Apparently
crazy.
Apparently
it-
Max
is
is struggling with car balance, hence why he's 2.5 seconds
Yeah, I was going to say,
behind.
yeah, he's dropped off.
Checo.
Has he made a mistake or is he just dropped off?
Close to the wall, yeah?
Oh, Max.
very
You don't want to
close
hit
to the wall from that.
You don't want to hit that sunshine.
Hit that
Oh my
wall,
God,
bro.
that's so close to the wall.
Right, question number 5. Baku hosted the first sprint of the season, but before this weekend, who were the only 3 drivers to have finished P1 in an F1 sprint since it began in 2021?
Oh, the only 3 drivers to win.
Only 3. I mean, Lewis has won one, right?
To win the sprint race.
I'm just, yeah.
P1 in sprint. It's Russell, Verstappen, and Bottas.
Oh yeah, Russell won one, didn't he? Yeah. Russell,
Won the last one,
Verstappen.
didn't he, Russell?
Russell won one before he won an actual
Verstappen
Grand Prix, didn't he? I'm
won,
pretty
like,
sure.
all the other ones last year.
Verstappen.
Leclerc?
Was Magnussen? No,
That
his
was just quality. That was just quality.
Okay. Man,
I think Bottas got one in the first year in 2021.
Did he?
Wait, was he still Mercedes?
yeah,
He was,
yeah, no,
he was.
I think he won.
he
one.
was.
Wait, so Lewis hasn't won one? Nah, he
think
has.
so.
I'm
He
saying
must have.
Lewis.
Yeah,
I was
Lewis.
wrong before and I'll be wrong again. But I'm saying Lewis.
Surely.
What was that? Say that again, Lewis? Russell, Verstappen,
shit.
Bottas.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Sam called it.
It's like he's an expert.
Bottas. It's like he knows what he's talking about.
Wow.
But did he win the Grand Prix that week?
Bottas.
I bet he did not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. No.
Facts. So we might as well take it away again. It didn't
He
happen.
got all of 3 points for that when he did it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
in
the
the
old.
first year.
That was shit.
the
Man.
old
That made
system.
no sense. Like, of course,
No
they're
one-
not going to do any
no one cared
overtaking
at
for
that
3 points.
Right, this race is a bit boring, so I'm going to go for a wee.
Yeah, you go, mate.
Be right back.
I might get my sandwich out in a second. To be fair.
Milled.
got to make it exciting, lads.
Mealed it. Are you about to throw something at us then? Yeah, go on then. On my head.
Da, 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 da.
I'm glad you didn't throw that on my head because that was actually a whole set of keys. Tommo's injured. He can't catch properly, like Lucas Fabianski.
Hey,
Wait.
Flapianski.
Oh, Leclerc's 14 seconds off, you know.
Yo, what is going on here?
I'm trying to see if anyone's near anyone. Alonso is still only 1.1 behind Leclerc,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but he's been 1.1 behind Leclerc for like
For
little
about
while.
20 laps now. If we are getting a 2-stop here, it's going to throw some spanners in the works. It just depends
I
who's.
think it will be. We're only just gone halfway.
Yeah, true.
People are complaining.
People have been
Allegedly, not that we can
struggling.
get the race.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, it feels like a long race. It actually does
Really
feel
does.
like a
The
long
fact that
race.
it's only lap 32 is crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think you are going to see some people do 2 stops, but I think some people are going to try and stretch it.
I think as well, because it's so crazy watching Baku and not having it full of red flags and safety cars.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
so, yeah.
Got to have another safety car.
I think there will be one. There'll be something. Like, people have already started hitting the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if they're trying to push these tyres longer, they're just going to start doing that more. So I think that's why everyone's not pitting as well, because they're like, everyone's tyres going off. But means that people are going to start being loose and they're going to start hitting walls.
Start binning it.
So
at
we
some
can't
point.
pit because there's going to be a safety car.
Yeah.
But if we don't pit, then our tyres get worse.
Yeah.
And then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Because so far, that is what's cost Verstappen the lead. Is pitting to it. I still can't believe they pitted it. When De Vries is like parked in the middle.
Because the Lewis one was unlucky. Like, he came out the pit and then De Vries stopped.
Yeah, fair.
De Vries had
but-
fully been stopped.
Yeah, he'd
good
been
20
on the
seconds.
track,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
And then-
wheel the wrong way. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
lads, it's a safety car. It's going to be.
If you remember when
Stop the car.
if you remember Stroll and Verstappen's tires when they just blew out at random, I think it was a bit similar
Leclerc's
like
out,
now.
mate. You missed it. Nah.
No, it's
mate.
Albon, sorry.
That's Albon, mate. Sorry.
Oh,
He looked. He scanned.
He was pushing the anger down. He was like, not on camera.
Alex, no, please, I beg. Oh, wow, yeah, it's literally the same. There you go.
Yep.
Science is almost 9 seconds off of Alonso.
it's peak. Honestly,
Ocon is just is just ruining careers today, by the way. 13 seconds,
Get him off.
It's mad.
Get him out of here. Get him
I just
out
don't know
of
how
here.
Norris can't get past them. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's mad how Ferrari can
DRS
be on
training,
pole and then it just be so off the race pace relative to like the Aston Martin and all that. Max, man.
Hey,
it's
Max,
so
I need
close.
you to hit that wall. That's what I need, right?
Man, he did hit it.
He did, he clipped it.
Just.
A bit more.
Little
bit
love
more,
tap.
mate.
Yeah, it's
Someone's
often you
bound,
see Max
to,
feeling
someone's
a bit
bound to
uncomfortable.
literally cost themselves with that, surely, at some point.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
You can't keep tapping the wall for another 20 laps.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
one
At some
crashes.
point, yeah.
No, exactly.
Oh, God, it's bad when we're seeing the battle for P18. Here we go, lads. It's the Wooden Spoon Award. Valtteri Bottas versus Pierre
Literally.
Gasly down the home straight. Can the Alpine open that DRS? He's
This is
got
the
fresh tyres
battle
right now against
for
Valtteri
last.
Bottas. He's in the slipstream. The DRS is open.
Well done.
Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly. Gasly, wee wee. Ducks to the left, moves to ducks to the
Honestly.
right, moves to the left. Sensational stuff.
You've never said, I can't speak. I can't speak.
The greatest moment in Premier League football.
Listen, it could have
Oh,
been, this
dear
could have been
me.
a Mazepin versus Latifi at the back. Yeah, at least we got Gasly and friggin' what's my man's name?
Yeah, at least
we got them two
at least the quality's improved.
and Bottas. Yeah,
15 seconds, Leclerc, behind the Red Bulls.
he's
15.
protecting that podium, man. That's all he can do.
Alonso's coming for him as well. He's reeling him in slowly.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's going to be a robbery at the end from Alonso. He's just going to jack Leclerc.
Yeah.
He's just going to jack him.
Look, again, if from I want a championship fight. I want a driver's championship fight at the end. If Perez can't do the business, then the best hope for a championship fight is that Alonso keeps picking up these podiums, keeps picking up these points, P3s, and obviously Perez can take points off Verstappen as well. What the difference between 2 and 3 is only 3 points.
Sure.
The difference between P1 and P3 is 10. Like that adds up over the course of a season.
Yeah.
So.
Can I just say Lando's chance might be coming here because Hulkenberg's not in DRS anymore.
Ooh.
Of
Go on,
Ocon.
Lando.
Still getting a bit of slipstream.
He's getting
though.
slipstream though. That's the only thing. So that will still help, but he's not actually. Okay, never mind. No,
not
he's
catching.
he's not. He's just not.
They've got that
catching it
Mercedes
up.
rear wing on. It just
Let's
doesn't
go,
do anything.
Lando.
Actually gets slower when DRS activates.
So I'm just hoping that some of these drivers, Hamilton's 1.2 behind Sainz, Stroll's 1.5 behind Hamilton, Russell's 2 off of Stroll. I'm hoping they're just like consolidating, holding position, seeing what happens.
We're
and
going to
then
see some difference in tyre life towards the
last
end.
few
Then.
laps. Also, have you seen that Alpine front wing?
What?
See, I thought,
It's like Mouse has taken like 2 bites out of it.
yeah. So I thought that, but I thought maybe I'm just seeing it. But yeah, it looked weird.
Oh no, Sergio. What are you doing, lad?
Okay, let's
Checo's
calm
obviously
down.
pushing. Grazed the wall.
Oh, come
Oh,
on,
my God, Sergio.
They're all doing it.
Sergio.
Man. Perez didn't say anything. And then his engineer was like, what happened on 15?
Sergio was,
Bird was like, what's going on?
Sergio was basically hoping no one would notice. He was like, I didn't do
Nah,
anything.
and he
Nothing.
got fastest lap, so.
Oh,
No, he didn't.
it's a good run.
Lost that quick.
Well, you can. That
He did that in
tells me
game
that
time with
Checo's pushing.
Verstappen.
At least
Mental.
And Max is pushing as well, considering we've had
two-
replays from both of them in the last couple of laps.
over 2 seconds, and he's kept that a little bit for a little bit of time now. Sergio. So, vamos.
Vamos, absolutely.
Vamos, Checo.
And as things stand, Red Bull will have a 94-point lead in the Constructors' Championship, by the way.
Just go home now.
Wait, hang on a second. 94
Yeah, in the Constructors'
after
Championship.
4 races. That's mental.
It's almost 4 wins ahead.
man.
That is.
We need Checo, man. Come on, we need you to battle.
I
this
don't
guy.
even know if you can gain that many points in 4 races. That's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's disgusting.
There's been talk about what happens when their wind tunnel time disadvantage hits them.
Yeah.
Not going to make any difference
Doesn't
when
matter.
they're that far ahead.
Yeah, you bank your advantage. It's like Alfa Romeo banked their advantage at the start of last year.
Yeah.
They got all of their points at the start of the season. The second half of the season, they scored less points than Williams, and they still finished P6.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not even like. Obviously, that's going to kick in and the gap might decrease a bit. They're still going to be winning races, aren't they? Like, realistically.
94.
good question, Pushkar. What do we think? Let's get a poll going. Who gets
done.
P3 Is it Leclerc? Is it Alonso? Or maybe is it other? Is it someone else?
Is it other? What, a collection between Leclerc and Alonso hitting each other allows Sainz through?
I've got to believe in Russell, haven't I? I've got to just hold it. It's the only position I could get right in this weekend.
Currently I've got my top 3 predictions correct, but it doesn't look good for Leclerc. I don't
It's
think.
not looking good, Brev.
No.
Leclerc's going to DNF.
Do you reckon?
I've seen enough races with Ferrari in. He's going to DNF.
I hear that.
I don't know why. I don't know what's going to happen.
Engine blowout.
He will not reach the
car.
Reliability's been good today, innit? It's about time someone broke down.
Yeah.
Not going to lie,
Been
lads.
too good. Fastest lap, Checo Perez.
Go on, Chuck.
Mate, yeah, he's extended that to 2.5 now. He's just getting like 3 tenths.
And you know them two are going to both be going for fastest lap as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think Alonso will do Leclerc to answer the question. I think so.
3 seconds now.
Yeah, he's dropped down a little bit. I mean, Gasly and Bottas have both done 2 stops.
Hamilton's half a second from Sainz, by the way.
But I feel like everyone's going to stretch. I feel like everyone's going to try and stretch now to the end at this point.
And then what? Last 5?
Last 5 goes a bit mental.
Just harvest some battery, get some, and then go for the.
Mate,
Because if
Hamilton
you're going to
gained
go
half
for a
a second.
move, you have to like discharge your battery to actually like.
He is catching him.
Yeah, he gained half a second that lap. That's insane. Ferrari notoriously bad on the tyres as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so
Which implies, Leclerc's might fall away towards the end, potentially.
they did ask him whether he wanted to do like a different plan earlier on, like 10 laps ago. They were like, do you want to do plan A or plan C?
Where's B, fam?
Yeah, where's B? Exactly. B's just out of the question.
Plan B is
locked
finish the
off.
race. That's not one of the options.
Yeah. Plan A is crash out. Plan C is
You want to crash now or
break
you want to crash
down.
later?
Yeah.
Catch fire 200 yards shy.
Yeah.
Mate, if Yuki finishes P12, he'll be on the fringes of the points again.
Nah, he's not going because Ocon and Hulkenberg still need to pit, don't they? So he'll actually be 10th.
He should be.
True.
But then Oscar Piastri, get me, last minute, bang.
Last minute bang. Piastri's dropped off a little bit.
True. I did forget about that. So Lewis is pushing. Oof.
Fair play to those to
Sainz is pushing
Hulkenberg.
as well now. He's season.
Yeah,
They're
he's,
both close to the wall coming out of 16.
Someone's hitting that wall. Let's be very
someone
clear.
for
Someone's
sure
hitting
hitting
that
that
wall. And I need it to be either Verstappen or anyone else but Perez.
Why not?
Why not Perez?
Why not both
We-
of them?
we- have you got
Same
a title
time.
race?
Checo shirt on underneath that.
Well, first of all,
Used to race for McLaren, so
exactly. I never forget your roots. Do you know what I
never
mean?
forget your roots. Youth
Never
Academy
forget your
graduate.
Love that. Who gets P3? Latifi gets 24% of the vote.
Nice.
Latifi out of nowhere!
Just like, you know, the Batman signal, but it's like Nutella instead in the sky.
No disrespect to Latifi, but at least this season I feel like
This is going to be very disrespectful to Latifi.
you know how it is. You know when they start off, no disrespect.
No disrespect,
However,
but what you're about to hear is catastrophic disrespect.
like nobody, okay, no, or even Mazepin, I can throw him in this mix, right? But like nobody.
God, it's getting worse, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get your channel cancelled, but there is no like legit like dead slow driver on this grid. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nobody where you just think, oh, okay. I mean, De Vries hasn't had a great start to the season, but I don't think he'll finish 20th every race.
No, he's got
no.
IQ1 already.
So-
Like he's,
At least we've got some good drivers all over the place.
We got some people
Joe
with some
boxing.
consistency issues.
Yeah,
But
With
no
an
one's
issue.
slow.
No one's
Like,
slow.
Latifi's slow,
Yeah.
which is
Right,
nice.
Valtteri Bottas is 26 seconds off of the back of Pierre Gasly, and Joe's pitting to retire. Alfa Romeo.
Alfa
Stink.
Romeo.
Ferrari engine issues. Just saying.
Yeah.
You know what, Seidel? That's what you get, yeah, for leaving us.
what you get.
All right?
You
him
said
again.
it.
Nah,
down
big
the
up-
lens,
big
down
up-
the lens.
Big
Pete.
up Seidel, man. Big up Seidel. I can't.
He bottled it.
I love him too much.
He took us out of a mire for a little bit, so go.
Do you put any of the your early season struggles down to Seidel? Because
Yeah,
he's
there's
been in charge, right? He was in charge.
Yeah, I mean Seidel and Key and people like that. Because I even on this show here, I was saying like the person who's on fraud watch for me was James Key. Because it's weird because McLaren kind of had a little bit of a trajectory, let's say 2019 2020, and then 2021 22 it's gone downhill, where people like Key and Seidel probably had a bit more sort of input on the cars. So yeah, he has to take some responsibility of that for sure. And Stella's giving me the good vibes. I mean, he's talking, you know what I mean? He's actually talking. Zach Brown's been doing his job since he's come in. So yeah, for McLaren, I think it's time to look
Stella's
up.
CV is far-reaching as well. Ferrari,
Absolutely.
McLaren.
We're getting the pieces together. We've been watching everybody else like recruit from everywhere else, and we've been standing like sitting duck. Now we're starting to bring people in.
David
and
Sanchez starting at Start of next year, isn't
next
he?
year, yeah.
For Ferrari.
So exactly. So I'm loving it, man. So let's see, man. We've got to ride the wave. The McLaren fans know out there, man. McLaren fan TV, don't forget. But yeah, no, yeah. I'm much more happier. Let's say with Stella than I'm with Seidel.
Here we go. Pit stop time looks like. Mercedes
All
are
right,
thinking about it.
Getting ready, bringing out some
Saucy,
tyres.
getting saucy.
Getting saucy. To be fair, if you're George Russell, you've almost got a free pit. Actually, if you're certain man,
You don't want to get stuck in that train.
You don't
though.
want to get stuck in that train, but you could come out ahead of Ocon, and that's actually really good clean air.
Would you pit if you're George? Do you reckon you would?
Yeah, but it's 15.
It's not enough. It's not
16,
enough time.
17 seconds, isn't it?
But would you pit if you're Hamilton? Because he's not getting up to Sainz, but he is at the back of Sainz.
Oh, Ocon's about to pit.
Right. Okay.
That'll release Lando.
Yeah. I'm not really
release-
sure about that.
Like,
'Cause
so it'd
you-
release everyone.
yeah. Well, it could. I don't know. Do you need more than 17 seconds for a pit stop here?
Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna
usually
say-
it's at least 20, isn't it?
22, not
21.
22. I've usually
It does
heard.
vary depending on the track, but it's usually at least 20.
But I think if Ocon does pit, yeah, it has that knock-on effect higher up the grid as well, because people like Hamilton, people like Russell can then go, oh, there's no one there.
That knock-on effect.
Knock-on effect.
Oh, nice, nice, good.
I
Love
heard
that.
that. I heard that.
That's good.
Battle for peace. 16, sorry.
16.
Go on,
Gasly on
Sargent.
Sargent.
Big shake up for Gasly.
Oh, what a move. No, he's not made the move yet, but he's thinking about it.
I think he's getting it here. To be fair.
Yeah. No, the Williams is quick in a straight line. Although actually, Alex was saying yesterday, that-
DRS.
yeah, actually on this track, because everyone else dials off their downforce as well, the Williams doesn't have that massive advantage
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a straight line. But maybe Alex was just waffling.
Go on,
No,
Sargent.
to be fair, Logan Sargent holds on. Gasly can't get a move done into turn one. Gasly. Excellent.
Excellent. Oh, vibes.
Greatest piece of commentary.
Vibes.
Didn't understand
Learn
any of
French.
it, but I wanted to learn French just because of that. Genuinely, when Gasly
Those
won him.
cars look very similar. Like,
Honestly, when we were on board, I thought we were on board with Sargent for a hot minute. The only thing that made me feel otherwise was just that there's no Duracell battery like kind of colours on the thing.
Lewis still within a second of Carlos, but not getting a move done. And Alonso's actually falling back from Leclerc here. It's 4.5 seconds now between Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso.
I'm surprised.
3.5 between Checo and Verstappen.
Come on, Checo, let's do this, man.
Vamos.
do
That's
this.
very Vamos of you, Checo.
Very fun.
Very Vamos. Why is Sargent defending there? That's a bit weird. But yeah, Ocon and Hulkenberg, when they come in the pits, they're going to have to hope everyone else is pitting because, I mean, I guess it was worth a roll of the dice, right? Given they started in the pit lane.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done ridiculously well, to be fair. 9 and 10.
This has been a bit of a dead race, hasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, lads, but it's been a stinker. for Baku settings,
Look,
someone needs to take one for the team here and slap it in the wall safely.
We
Safely.
often see things turn around in the last kind of few laps. We've got 10 to go, so
Yeah,
stranger things have happened. Let's not
shout.
lose
We
hope
are-
yet.
there's
all
still
right?
time.
We are currently watching people not fight for P16.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the overtake is about to happen, we have now cut away to Lewis Hamilton.
Haven't
Watch the timing screens. I bet you
There's
60 pounds that Gasly overtakes Sargent.
I don't know if you guys saw actually in bloody hell,
That was close.
very
Wasn't it?
close to the wall. You know Yuki's incident. So he actually got squeezed into the wall by De Vries earlier in that lap,
Yes, yeah.
which then
Lost downforce,
I think
basically.
like,
'cause he
maybe
did-
caused some damage to the front wing, and then
Yeah.
the front wing must have just failed going for
Yeah.
a quick left-hander.
Yeah.
Yuki wasn't happy afterwards either, and rightly so, because he was. I mean, Yuki been so unlucky this weekend.
Yeah.
Like he almost had a quick lap in.
The red flags, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a red flag ruined his lap.
got done dirty again as well by the safety car, like Lando.
quality,
To be honest,
yeah.
I mean, he's going to get a point because Ocon and Hulkenberg will drop down, but yeah, he's. I'd be fuming if I was him.
I do wonder. Like, I think Red Bull aren't short of good young talent at the moment. You've got Liam Lawson doing bits.
I mean, there's about 9 fucking Red Bull juniors in F2 at the moment.
got-
Half the grid is Red
you've
Bull.
got Iwasa, Hauger, all doing well. Fittipaldi was on the podium today.
Maloney.
The feature race, Maloney. Like, I think De Vries seriously needs to step it up. Otherwise, there's no shot he's in that seat.
No, he will be gone. If he gets
100%.
if this continues, Iwasa will be in, or Lawson will be in that car next season.
You reckon?
Facts, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Easy.
There's no
They don't
way.
even have any sort of affiliation to. He's not a Red Bull junior, so it's not like they need to have faith in him.
Fair dues.
He needs to step it up.
Honestly,
seriously.
yeah.
I guess it just depends on what the AlphaTauri Red Bull situation is, because again, that's kind of still up in the air a little bit. Where they might just sell it off, and then it's nobody's problem type of thing. You know, it's just an AlphaTauri.
It's just its own team. Yeah,
You know.
I do hear that. That is probably the one sticking point, but I don't think that'll happen. I feel like
They're gonna keep it, yeah.
I feel like you'd know by now if the team was going to change. I know it's quite early in the season, but that's quite a big thing to happen for them to just sell off the team. I feel like if it was going to be next season, you'd probably know by now.
Well, it
It'd
depends.
be a bit more concrete than it is. It's just rumours right now.
Well, look, obviously you look at Brawn, the whole Brawn story, and yes, it was an amazing story, right?
Yeah.
But Ross Brawn just stepped up and saved the team. It was the pre-existing team.
Yeah, it was,
If
yeah.
Honda had kept their money in the team and not pulled out, Honda would have won the championship. It would have just been it was the same personnel.
Yeah.
It was just that he saved all their jobs and kept the team going and didn't bring any upgrades. And their car had such an advantage at the start of the year that it was enough to win the championship. But if someone buys AlphaTauri, well, yeah, that can just be like Audi, just.
Yeah.
They could put
Yeah,
their logo
true,
on the
true.
Alfa Romeo Sauber now, and they technically own a quarter of that team.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. When you buy a team, it's not like you buy it and then change everything. Like if someone buys in and keeps Faenza and keeps, maybe they don't. Maybe like Andretti buys it. Maybe Mario was born in Italy, and there's connection there, and then maybe eventually moves that team to the US. Like that could make sense because then that gets you the entry.
Yeah.
If there's talking about $600 million entry fee,
yeah.
which is like that's over $500 million.
Yeah.
Just to enter, let alone you got to build a
Just to
factory.
get in the club.
gotta
That's
hire.
crazy.
Yeah,
I ain't bought a drink. I ain't done nothing.
Yeah, imagine you get to XOI and they're like, it'll be 600 million, please. It must be sick. Must be mental.
Yeah.
but again, when you think of you say that's a lot, but then you spread that between 10 teams, that's 60 mil a piece, which is a lot of money.
It is.
Compared to 20 mil a piece, which is what the current system is. 20 mil isn't, considering between 6th and 7th last year, Alfa Romeo Aston Martin was 12 million in prize money. If you're a team and you're being offered 20 million in return for one extra competitor and a dilution in the overall payment fee, I don't blame them for not being massively on board with more teams coming in,
Come on, Max, hit
It
that
is
friggin'
Oh,
wall.
Max is playing with fire, man.
Verstappen's flirting with that wall and that one as well.
It is where the teams get a say. Like,
It is
I know
weird,
obviously
yeah.
the teams have a lot of power in Formula 1 because there's only 10 of them and they could just be like, we're not going to do Formula 1 anymore. And then there's no sport. But it was kind of fun you look back at Formula 1 in the 90s and every season there's just some other random group of lads just turn up. It's like, we're here now.
Yeah,
Team's
We've got
cool.
a team. We've got one car. We don't even have two.
Yeah.
But
Never
fuck it.
able to qualify.
We're going to do some of the races maybe.
No, there were legit some teams who turned up and were never able to actually start a race.
Yeah, 107% rule. They didn't have the pace. It was just like, get kicked out.
I think like Lola did like one race.
Lola, flip it out.
Yeah, they were like, that was real bad. And then they just pulled out.
They were just like,
They were just there for a lot.
can't be
They
arsed."
were just
Yeah,
there to hang
yeah.
out and like join in the parties at the end of the day.
Who was the rich bloke who bankrolled James Hunt? The guy-
Hesketh?
Yeah, Hesketh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you had someone like that who put the money and they actually had a good team and a good car. But there were a lot of other not every story was a Hesketh story.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other
A lot of Italian just businessmen, just like, fuck it, want to do F1
really
and
dodgy
that.
ones as well.
Yeah.
Like mafia-esque.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
Why's there big hula hoops on the floor?
They're mine.
Yours? Oh, you get the big hula hoops.
Yeah,
do you want
mate.
to show off you're a meal deal, Niran?
Well, it's a bit Tory, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. We're going to expose you.
Finest. We've got Tesco finest.
hello.
5
We've got the smoked
4K
salmon.
cameras here.
Yeah. So we've got the smoked salmon premium main right now available.
Premium meal deal.
Premium, yeah.
How much is a premium meal deal?
not a meal deal, is
There
it?
just wasn't that many sandwiches there when I went in.
How much is
Yeah,
a premium meal
yeah,
deal?
yeah.
It was like, wait, no, it's not even a deal. It's just a
Oh,
premium
you didn't even
meal.
get a deal? Oh,
No, I didn't get the
okay.
deal because I didn't get a drink either.
Doesn't need it.
Usually,
Doesn't need it.
We're talking bacon, chicken, stuffing sandwich for me personally. That's what I'm on.
All the protein.
Crisps, it really just depends. I'm not gonna lie. I'd just pick one randomly. Hulkenberg's just hit the wall. Good stuff.
Surely.
Yeah? Was it enough?
Surely.
Is it enough?
There. Yeah, he did. Oh, he hit that.
Tap it.
A bit of.
That wall is battle scarred, mate.
Yeah.
Gasly got past Sark for P16.
finally, lads.
Oi, oi, oi.
Someone set me my 60p.
Race of the season.
Confirmed.
I am sweating with anticipation. Fastest lap, Charles Leclerc.
Where's that been all race then, mate? Because you've not done that earlier. Do you mind?
Shame is 16.74 seconds behind his
Well, I don't understand that. Like, why are you doing that now? What's the point?
Well, he needs the points. You know what I mean? He needs to get
and push.
as much points as he can.
Lewis is asking for more power. We'll have a look.
Have a look.
We'll have a look.
Have we got any
Look in the
Yeah,
drawers.
I was just about to say, behind the sofa, we got any lads?
All right, mate.
We'll have a look for a bit more power.
Has anyone seen any power by him?
Anybody know power? That is. No, I mean, I feel like Charles should just hold off now. He's got a massive gap, and then just save the tyre a bit, and then push right at the end to try and get fastest lap. Because he's got fastest lap now, but I don't think he'll keep it as these cars get lighter. You know what I mean? That's why.
Come on,
No,
Lando.
please just overtake.
Let's go, Lando. Yeah, mate, that's going to be frustrating for him if he's.
Mate, he's never going to want to see a Haas again. Honestly.
But surely these men
He
got
just
a pit
looks
anyway.
like annoyed. I can't even see his face. Just his head's just like,
Yeah.
I don't care about Haas.
But even still, like, Hulkenberg is not
pitted.
Yeah, no. They're waiting for a safety car, aren't they? They're just going, fuck it.
Which makes sense.
If there's a safety car with 2 laps to go, we're blessed.
He's going to try and pull an Albon, but he's not going to manage to finish in the points, is he?
I thought that was an Alpine going into.
Do you know what?
Same.
That's
They
exactly what
cut
I
into
thought.
it just as he was
A
drifting.
camera.
That's exactly it.
Still yet to pit is Nico.
How does he have any tyres left?
Honestly,
Nico's just driving around on wheel rims at this point.
some bold
And somehow
tires, man.
keeping half the
That's
field
the thing.
behind
Yeah,
him.
Ocon's is only 2 seconds ahead of him, so it's not. They're holding on well.
That's the thing. Like, Hulkenberg doesn't even have DRS. I'd be disappointed if I was McLaren, like, not having the overspeed to overtake Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Really.
Probably originally they probably thought, look, he's going to pit soon. Just don't worry about it. Don't fight him yet. And then all of a sudden, like 20 laps later, you're
He's
still
out
behind
there.
him. And
I
it's like,
just think they thought they had the pace to overtake him. Realistically, like,
man.
because he's on hards, like he's obviously going to stay out long. He's gonna be out till probably the end.
But now Russell's got a whole pit stop between him and Ocon. 22 seconds. 22.
Yeah, go get the fastest lap, mate.
Damn.
Free pit stop.
It's peak.
What are we saying? Sums up this race. Yeah, I know. We're trying to find things to talk
We're
about.
struggling here, lads. I'm not gonna lie.
We're,
What a dull race this has been. It's been poor. It's really been poor.
We're earning your time.
It's fine. We've got 6 more laps.
Yeah.
All we need is. You know what it is, right? We don't even have Latifi anymore. To just, like,
I
throw it at the
know.
scenery. That would actually be so good right now.
You could have banked on this. couldn't you?
Tactical Latifi inbound.
Why has Bottas pitted 3 times? Hulkenberg's not even pitted once. He's pitted 3 times, man. Why? I don't get it.
Alfredo just practicing.
It must be a test session. now for
Maybe
them.
they'll get quicker in the season. We'll get some free practice.
Oh yeah, this.
This is FP2 for them. no one else had one, but this is their second practice.
I want to try and jinx the race into being good. What are we giving this out of 10? Because this is for me. It's
1.8. Oh, Lando's just overtaken.
there
It's
we
a 2.
go.
It's up to a 2.
It's a 3
It's
out of 10
happened.
now.
I
Yes.
can't believe it, lads.
Oh, we
This
love
is.
that.
I've jinxed it. See?
Finally.
The reverse
love
jinx
that.
worked.
The first jinx.
Finally.
Reverse jinx immediately worked.
Yeah.
Lando Norris passes Nico Hulkenberg. It's a Christmas miracle.
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Let's see how it is. Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Based on what?
Lando Norris in the
Based
points.
on Norris. Norris getting 1 point.
Based on Let's Go Lando. Yeah, those tyres have fully died now. I'm going to lie.
Lando's not.
Come on,
gonna be happy.
Piastri, what you got?
TV's kind of died as well.
Considering
Yeah,
again,
Hulkenberg
he should have
has no
qualified
tyres.
P4.
He has no
You
tyres on
cannot
that
be
car.
overtaking there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? That looked like a Norris thought, I've had enough of this. I'm just going to eat him alive now.
I've had enough of your shit, Nico. Get out of my fucking way. Get out of my pub.
Nico. Wait, you never know, man. You never know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
P4 still
You
on the
can see
car?
Nico's tyres are grained.
it's just gone, mate. It's just absolutely a wrap.
Maybe. P4, George Ross.
Well, again, it was probably worth the gamble for Nico again, considering where they started. So
I mean, you
always
might
gonna-
as well. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know
my
what?
lord, we are.
His tyres could just pop, right? And then it's like safety car.
Sonoda's now right at the back
do.
of Nico. Yeah, Nico's tyres are falling off a cliff here.
He'll get him down the next straight. I think he's not getting him here, but
Plus, he locked up a bit, so there's a bit of a flat spot as well. Won't be helping him.
Considering Sonoda's luck, he could lock up into Hulkenberg going past him.
No, not again.
That would sum up the weekend. For
Not
him.
again,
Yeah,
Yuki.
Absolutely sum up the weekend for him. It must be said. Honestly.
ESR, I
I feel for you like I can't lie. That's jokes.
Do you know what? Though? Being here with you guys has made this a lot
Nah,
easier.
we've had a good time. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie. It's been
Exactly.
jokes.
Vibes
you
are
know.
always good here.
Vibes.
So, this is why we're here. You know, when there's a dead race, come and watch. You know, come join us.
Like and subscribe.
in pain.
Who would your driver of the day be? Who would
Oh God, honestly,
who would it actually be?
no one. No one deserves it. Genuinely, no one deserves the show that we've been put on here. No one deserves. Nah, it'd be Sergio, realistically, or
Full credit to Sergio, man.
Imagine Sergio's thinking, what's your beef, guys? It's just because it's been
guys,
a boring
yeah,
race.
I'm out here.
Doesn't mean I don't deserve it. But yeah, I'd give it to Checo.
I think. Do we think? with-
Alonso's also a shout. I think from
Yeah.
where he started.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making progress. Do we think without Hulkenberg Radio? What's going on?
Surely he's boxing.
My tires are cooked.
Mateo's
Just hang in there. Just asking
just
him to
hang in
You
there.
know, there you go.
Why are you fighting this? He still needs to pit.
Just hang
It
in
makes no sense.
All right,
They're just
Piastri,
desperately
come
hanging
on.
They're
Yeah.
they're literally praying.
I mean,
for a
they might
safety
as
car.
well. They might as well.
Yeah.
What's
It's either
to be
you
fair-
finish last or you finish outside the points. Like there's, you know.
To be fair, actually, this screen time for Haas is mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have money, Graham. Are chuffed.
Gunter Stein is ringing up the sponsors. Going, do you see this?
I've never seen Haas on
Everyone's
TV. this much.
talking about us because we're not bidding.
Yeah. Sonoda Sector 3 purple. What a man.
See, look, release the Yuki and P11 again.
Release the Yuki.
Why is
the
he
Yuki.
P11 again?
It's all right. Ocon's still got a pit.
Oscar's going to let him.
Red flag. Ocon gets a free pit stop. P11
Oh my
Sonoda.
God.
Softs. Let's get them on.
Crashgate. Gasly crashes now.
Yeah.
Brings out full red flag.
Just to ruin Sonoda's race.
Yeah.
How is
He doesn't gain Alpine anything.
They're meant to be best
No,
mates.
no benefit for Alpine.
Shaft
Just
Yuki again.
bitterness.
how is Flavio Briatore doing these days anyway? What a legend.
I don't think he's not banned anymore, is he, either?
Is he not?
I don't think so, no.
It's
Oh,
not
right.
banned.
I don't think he was. He was banned.
He
wasn't
got
from
was
F1
banned for life, wasn't he? So
Yeah,
that's
but
what
I think
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Let
Yeah,
us know, chat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a little brown
Get back to
envelope
it
there.
in 2
you
years.
go.
Yeah, but I don't think he is anymore. Lando's
Considering the scandals in Formula One, to get a lifetime ban for what
It's
he's like,
really
it's
impressive, to be
outrageous.
fair. That's good from him. Not going to lie.
Oscar's reeling in.
Come on, Oscar.
Hulk. Alex with his one end plate still there. Well done, Alex.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he broke his front wing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Goated drive, mate. P14 with with what? With
Copium
one,
again.
with one front wing end plate. What are we saying?
He's got one wing.
He's
the goat. He's the goat.
Go on, Piastri.
Go.
There we go.
Piastri through now.
There we
Past
go, he's
Hulkenberg.
through.
Makes the move.
Pastry on the way.
Right, so
That was a nasty.
Big old click.
Wasn't it?
I did that on my chin as well.
Jeez.
Oh, goodness me. I would rather be watching Moto 2 than watching. Should we slap that on? I mean, it's a Moto GP stream now.
Would rather make love with a lawnmower than watch this race.
That is an absolutely mad statement.
that's an outrageous take.
Paint
How does that
dry.
even work?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Playing chess?
chess.
I can't play chess. How does it work?
The chess YouTube channel has got loads of subscribers actually. Yeah, that popped
Chess
off.
is wild. You watch
Chess
people on chess streams, they're like screaming.
Bare views.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You see this move?
Was that a bishop? I would rather visit a library and stay there for 5 hours right now.
Fernando Alonso
Facts.
fastest lap. Come on, this is it now. The last couple of laps, it's like a bit of an accordion, pulling in Charles, 2.8 seconds.
Yeah.
Although he's going to need massive
Gonna need
advantage over
something.
Charles.
Yeah. Somebody hit the wall.
It's too late
Somebody
now.
hit the
It is
wall.
actually too late now.
Yeah, because it'd just be a
because
safety
it'd just
car
be
at the
safety cars at the end now.
not
We've
gonna get
missed
that.
that opportunity.
Have we missed
We've
it?
missed the Latifi zone.
I don't know.
unfortunately.
I think they would see how much everyone disliked it last weekend.
Oh, yellow flag
my
sector one,
God.
yellow flag sector one, yellow
No,
flag
no,
sector
no,
one.
no, no. Just a tease.
Never mind, lads. Never mind.
The graphics department are
was
just
a good
They're just,
run.
they're just having fun in race control.
Yeah, fuck
In
it.
race control, that's like, wouldn't it be a laugh to press that button? Press the yellow flag button.
Nothing's happened.
Dare you.
just slip and press the red flag button.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, guys.
No,
Sorry.
we're all fine. We're good.
So when exactly is Ocon
on,
and
Alex!
Hulkenberg going to
It's a very good question.
They're going to pit like next lap, basically.
P13. Let's go. Have some of that Hulkenberg.
Have some of that. Oh, God.
Magnussen's got the inside one.
Miles back.
Oh, I just remembered I put Hulkenberg in my fantasy team. Fuck.
Suck my balls, my friend.
You are getting -8 points, for him, my friend.
It was looking good after qualifying because I had Lando in.
Not looking good, Brad.
Well, but
Oh, George's. Oh,
Oh,
dear. That's understeer, that is.
that's done.
Hey, we all understeer, right? That's the problem, mate. That's no grip.
yeah, you know Max will have something to say about
Yeah,
that clip
yeah,
when he
yeah.
watches it back, won't you?
Oh, you done it again, has he?
At least my side pod wasn't there this time. Checo Perez. What a man, by the way.
Fantastic. Come on, check.
We love this. Not because we hate Verstappen or anything.
No.
I just want a title battle, lads. I'll be totally
From a
honest. I'm
race
simple
point of
man.
view,
I
yeah.
want a title race.
Race
That's
point
what
of view, boring, but championship point of view,
spicy.
wonderful.
Semi-decent.
It's a bit chili mayo, isn't it? It's a nice little spice there.
Ooh, nice.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're going to box
Boxing Russell. Give him
Russell.
fastest lap in it.
King George, FL.
King
Hey,
George.
Piastri, let's put that pace on for George. Yeah. How many seconds is he ahead of these lot?
23.
Is it?
Yeah. Because you imagine he comes
And
out behind
Ocon has
Ocon.
to pit now,
Ocon, yeah.
That would be a
quite
Ferrari
literally
move, wouldn't
will
it?
be disqualified if he does not pit this lap.
And
Remember
Hulk, isn't it?
Spa,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the Ferrari
Yeah,
boxed Leclerc, and he
It's
came
not
up
great
behind
pit stop, to be
Alonso. That was
3-7.
That's slow.
How dare they?
nah.
I mean, yeah, he's going to have the time because Ocon hasn't come in.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about Ocon. It's just
He's going to actually pit on the last lap.
I don't think you can do that. I think you have to drive
great
the whole
name
lap.
for F1 watch long stream. That is, I think.
Yeah, Esteban's got us.
podcast.
Esteban, if you're listening, mate, he's got us up on the dashboard.
there it is.
He's got the stream up.
The last lap.
Okay, so Hulk's gone.
Hulkenberg's not, he's had enough. He's just like, nah, mate. I mean,
I got nothing.
I feel like Ocon had to pit that lap.
That's what I thought.
If their box is before the line, which I don't think it is, but if their box is before the line, technically you cross it and it does a whole
Yeah, that's
crazy
weird.
It's a
outlap.
shocker.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
It's
the last lap.
That was a horrendous pit stop.
Oh no, he might go down to P18.
Jesus Christ.
Is he swinging with Bottas now? Yeah, fair enough.
No, Bottas was so far back.
Yeah.
It still doesn't make any difference. He's still got 20 seconds on Bottas.
Well, there you go. Keep it together, Sergio. Keep it together.
Apparently, the Red Bull mechanics are on the way out to go and they're basically in the pit
someone.
lane because they want to like cheer on Checo and Max, but like Ocon's still got. Ocon actually
Has he not got to the pit lane yet? Like, surely.
no. I think what it is because the gaps are so big. He's actually still on lap 50 right now, whereas everyone else.
What's
is
the
51.
punishment if he doesn't pit?
Well, he
I think
just
it's
gets
disqualification. Yeah, you just haven't
So-
done the race properly.
Yeah.
Just for vibes, you might as well just.
I hear that actually. To be honest, how many points do you get on your license if you get disqualified?
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Like, do you?
might
I
get
don't
like
think you get any.
6.
I don't think. Well, I think if you intentionally do that, I don't know. I don't know what the punishment
Oh
is.
no, there's people like all over the pit lane, and they don't realise. I mean, maybe
God.
Ocon shouldn't pit.
Yeah,
Oh, God, oh my
Jesus
God. Oh my
Christ.
God. People get out of the way.
Shit.
that's a howler. That's a howler.
That is ridiculous.
Ocon's got to take an L for
fuck?
this.
That is so
There's
bad.
like loads of people just
so
meandering
bad.
around at the front of the pit lane. Ocon had to slow down.
Actually, do I blame?
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't blame Ocon.
No, it's not Ocon's fault. Like, someone's
No,
got to
no,
get
no.
communication
Who are
down
those
there.
people? They're like photographers.
I think, yeah, they were just like media people. Anyway, Checo
Well done,
Perez
Checo.
comes
Well
across the
done,
line
Checo.
to win here
Well
in Baku.
done.
Bit of a shambles of an end.
Vamos.
Max takes
There we
fastest
go.
lap on the last lap, of course. But he's going to lose it. 'cause
Russell
George,
should
take
get
it.
it.
George is going to get it realistically, or
Or
you would
fastest
imagine.
lap.
Yeah, George is going to take it off Verstappen
Yeah.
just
Oh, I love that.
Lovely.
just to turn the key, you know.
yeah, really just piss him
Bit of
off.
salt.
Lovely.
Bit of salt.
Leclerc gets the
Love it.
podium.
Well done,
Alonso
Leclerc.
less than a second behind.
Well done,
Can't
Charles,
make
man.
the move.
Credit to Sharp for
but
holding
so
on.
that gap dramatically closed.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I mean, Fernando must have been saving tyre to the end.
Science,
Ran out of time.
23 seconds off the back of Fernando
That
Alonso.
is awful. I didn't even clock that. 23 seconds.
A whole pit stop.
That's more than a whole pit stop.
Science is washed. Science is washed.
At the moment, it is like it's not good enough. It's difficult. I mean, I guess for Ferrari, if they want to fight for a championship with Charles Leclerc, then they need that 1-2 dynamic. You can't have two number ones, and Charles doing what he needs to assert his position as number one. But well done, Checo, mate.
Yes.
Smashed it.
Well done, Checo.
One on merit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as much as he got lucky with the pit stops,
Yeah.
he got ahead of Max and he stayed ahead. And Max,
stayed
and
ahead.
if anything, he opened that gap. So
With safety car, so there was, side by side at some
yeah,
stages.
it would have been interesting to see if that safety car hadn't favoured Checo. And if he had stayed behind Max, it seemed like he had.
Oh,
pace.
get in, Russell. Fastest lap. Russell
fastest
Max
it off.
is absolutely fuming right now.
That's 5
absolutely
points for George then.
fuming.
Max thinking he's got 19 points.
No,
my friend.
sir.
Bring that back.
Sonoda gets the point.
Oh, well done, Sonoda.
Yes, lads.
Yuki, two P10s.
He's doing
Only
well.
2 points on the board, and he's finished in the points twice and finished P11 twice.
Yeah, he's been very
that feels
consistent.
harsh.
It
Yeah,
does.
he's been very consistent.
It does.
He's been solid. That quality was really good from him as well.
I'm very
Well
happy.
done, well done. Yeah, Checo driver of the
Very
day.
happy for Checo.
I absolutely endorse that. Any other worldies through the field? Any other particular drivers who stood out? Not really.
Yeah, not particularly, to be honest.
It's kind of just as expected.
Again,
for everyone else.
Alonso. I think
Yeah.
Alonso did well.
Where
Yeah,
did
Alonso
you-
did really well.
Leclerc did well to hold on.
He did. Where did Yuki start?
8th.
Oh.
He got unlucky with the safety car.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, he got
enough.
everyone he
Timing.
pitted
Because
before
he's
that
held
day.
his own, to be fair, now AlphaTauri. In fairness to him, he's held his own there. Fair enough.
Well,
I mean, not the greatest of races, let's be totally real. And of shambles at the end, fucking having people all over the pit lane.
yeah,
that is criminal. So you can't be, because we all knew that was happening.
Yeah.
We all know Ocon is pitting on the last lap. Literally, of course he is. He needs to pit. So just keep it clear. Ridiculous.
But I'll only say this: the people that have run onto that pit area probably weren't aware of that because
There should be someone who holds them back. There should be someone like guarding that barrier.
everyone's too busy focused at the front, weren't they?
like there's one thing like we saw in Australia where you had fans running on the track
Yeah.
before the race had finished.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then that's just people being fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But-
This was people who are employed, they're getting paid to be there.
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Although I heard they don't. What are these like stewards and stuff? I heard they
Yeah,
do,
stewards-
stewards
volunteers,
don't.
maybe.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
volunteer,
Stewards don't.
yeah.
Well, marshals don't, should I say.
which is a stinker.
But those were like photographers.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like they had
Or media and press. and
bibs
what-
on.
Yeah.
Like the
But
purple, like pink bibs. Or whatever.
but there's probably actually a marshal who was like controlling them.
Yeah.
And
One of
actually
them
Mar-
got a really good shot of Ocon coming straight towards him.
Yeah, yeah.
Money shot.
So I was seconds away from dying. Because what is it? 60 miles an hour in that pit lane.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That's crazy.
60 kph.
Yeah, that's
I think.
what I
It's
mean.
Still like
It's not
40 miles
slow.
an hour.
I thought it was 100 kph.
I think it's
Nah,
80 and 60
Oh,
depending
okay.
on the
Right,
It
right.
does depend on the
depending on
track,
the
yeah.
Okay,
So this one's probably 80 kph, which is like
okay.
50 miles an hour.
Checo, well done,
You
mate.
don't want to get hit by that.
Smashed it.
Word on checks.
Unreal.
Way.
Yeah, boy.
Baku specialist, street track specialist, does it again.
I'm going to find a taco place in honor of him tonight and have that for dinner. That's just a fact. I'm so hungry.
Oh,
Yeah, man, I've got to
You
eat
got a
this.
sandwich down in front of
got
you.
to eat
Salmon
that
and cream cheese is just, it's just
When
there,
the
isn't
stream
it?
ends, that is getting inhaled, honestly.
calling out to me.
I want to see these championship standings now. I want to see these driver standings. Matt's giving Checo a little pat on the back.
Shout out to Marco.
Helmet.
Apparently 80 years old yesterday.
Oh yeah.
80?
Mate,
He's looking good.
he looks, yeah, he doesn't look 80.
I never thought he would be 80 years old.
Max. Helmet.
Well
looks good
done,
for 80.
Charles.
Bastards. Yeah, no, Charles smashed it. He did as much as he realistically could
He
have been
could, yeah.
expected to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 16 seconds behind the Red Bulls. Like,
But he was never going to be 1-2. If they both finished, he was never.
He was hoping for an accident. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the speed advantage down the straight,
Yeah.
and this track is all straight.
Yeah, he's not battling with the Red Bull, so third is the best you can hope for.
the thing is, right? Obviously, Red Bull, relatively speaking, they are dominating for sure, of course. But I also think because the standard of driver in F1 is higher now than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Like for sure. I know we got caught up in the past and that, but like the standard of driver, the quality, the nutrition, the way they take care of themselves, all the simulator testing you get.
Yeah.
Like, I think the car, the fact that everyone's so close, like realistically, the gap between all of these drivers, yeah, you might have Verstappen and Charles and Lewis and George maybe that just, eke ahead a little bit, but the actual relative difference between these drivers is like minimal. So then, even if the cars are a little bit different, that I don't think the driver can make as much of a difference because everyone's at such a high level.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm
Everyone's driving like minimum 99%
Yeah.
of the speed of the car.
Yeah, everyone's
So-
extracting
Exactly,
the most.
lap after lap after lap, because these are, as much as they're not necessarily the best 20 racing drivers in the world, they're up there. I think at least half the grid is probably,
For sure.
I would say.
Yeah, easily.
But there you go.
I can't lie. I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wasn't a great race. I'm not saying it was.
It's nice for us
But,
because we're
like,
like sat here.
Yeah, we can
chat.
shit, we can
It was
great.
Yeah, man.
It's been a month since we had a race.
Yeah, race,
Give me
yeah.
something.
Take anything.
I'll take anything. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's Miami next week.
Woohoo!
Boy.
Straight from Baku to Miami. Nice.
How does that feel a year on since you were vlogging from Miami?
Yeah, no invite this year. Yeah.
Wouldn't have that.
Yeah, Friday. Would you mind coming over to
Yeah,
Miami?
if I wouldn't have that. I'll be honest.
I'll
Have they
bring-
got a real?
bring
Have they
back
got
Hayden
real
for a
water
bit.
this time, or are they?
They do.
They have. They put it in
Really?
a pool. They put in a pool.
Yeah.
They screw up the fake water.
Come on.
And
Oh.
then real water next to it,
Right.
which
Okay.
makes the fake one look more fake.
Nice. Okay. Good.
Hasn't there been
Makes
loads
no
of
sense.
like weather issues in like Florida, like Miami?
Oh,
way?
It's
I
been
think
flooded.
that-
The
Yeah,
track-
there's
the
been
track
yeah.
setup was halted because they literally had flooding in. Because it's basically a huge car park. It's like
Yeah.
the biggest car park you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And so if any water gets in it,
Yeah.
never leave.
No drainage
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Yeah, that's it. I think. I mean, it was all right last year, Miami.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
There's potential there, but it wasn't a great run.
There's
for it last year.
walls, so again, there's the punishment. But I mean, everyone, apart from De Vries, kind of kept it pretty close. I, guess there were
was
a few taps, weren't
clips.
there?
I'm surprised Stroll made it, to be honest.
I mean,
I still don't understand how he got away with that.
They just
few
showed
Rewrote
the,
the
wheel
signage.
rims.
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
They just showed the wheels on the Red Bull, and it was like a few scratches as well on the
Yeah.
wheel.
Verstappen. Where he tapped it in the rear right.
A few people tapped.
Should we reflect on our predictions, lads, as well?
God.
Because I think, well,
See you
Some
later, guys.
interesting results here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
There are going to be some interesting results.
I think it's worth having a little reflect on the old predictions. As
No, it's a lot
Niran-
of red. When you highlight them red, it makes it look bad.
Yeah.
And there's more red than green.
Leave
I'll
it
be honest with
grey.
you,
Like,
lads.
Well done, Niran.
make it.
The hosts take the win, and the
take
guests
the dub.
Fully rigged.
I like it.
Fully rigged.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fully rigged.
To think you're
Seven
only.
all.
I was one place away from that being like if Hamilton had just overtaken Sainz,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah, no. To be fair, you were almost spot on.
I never back Sainz. That's my problem. I don't know why. I've got an agenda.
got
Every single time we do the predictions.
If you finish this, it's always like P4, P5.
It is, yeah. It's a safe bet, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think this is somewhat positive though, for sure. Like in terms of again a championship fight. If we want one between the two, then the pit lane had more action than race did. Yeah.
We did, yeah.
So true.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if you had Verstappen scrapping with Perez, that would have been quite exciting. But Max wasn't close enough. That's
Yeah.
the thing. This is why I'm like,
Perez had it at arm's length. It was,
yeah. As much as Perez, he got fortunate with his timing of that safety car, relative to Max. I think Max couldn't get back to it.
I mean, for what it's worth, Perez was about to overtake Max before Max pitted.
Yeah, and he was
Like,
reading him in anyway. Within a second, yeah.
We mentioned that they pretty much brought him in maybe to avoid any sort of overtaking. Like he was literally, I think, 4 tenths off.
Yeah.
Like he was probably going to DRS him that straight. So, yeah, no, impressed with Sergio. He's done well.
Snowder point land. What were you thinking, Pete? How are you feeling as a McLaren fan after that one?
Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't the greatest weekend, but we got one of the drivers at least got a point. Yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it, really? It was a weird one. I mean, because I always felt like, the Friday qualifying, we did okay. We did really good, 2 cars in Q3. But in the end, yeah, just didn't go our way, to be honest. But yeah, at least we got a point. I'll take that.
I think just
2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 points even. And Alpines were not on site, so that's fine.
True.
Alpine are not
Yeah,
involved.
that's fine.
I don't think. I genuinely don't think that's going to be a battle. If the pace the McLaren showed in quali here,
Yeah.
and Lando saying, "Oh, we should have got P4," is genuine and continues, then it's not going to be a battle between you and Alpine because Alpine are nowhere in terms of
Surprisingly.
actual consistency.
Yeah, just surprised. I think they will arrive later on, though. They will get
At some point, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not. They've not taken their own chances as well. There's been a few own goals from Alpine
Yeah.
this season. Australia
Yeah.
being one, but
Glaring own goal.
yeah,
How many points they could have got there, man?
yeah. What was it, 6th and
And
7th?
they're
they were
both
at the
out the
time?
points this week. Like, it's crazy.
But ever since like the Renault days, they're like this. They to the end of the season, they all put everything comes together,
Yeah,
and then they nick some points right at the end. So the battle might be closer than we think.
Yeah.
Should we go on? Go on,
Oh,
son.
how long have we got?
No,
I was just going to say, I think as well, one thing that's good for everyone who's not wearing a McLaren shirt is that this midfield, like after P8, has been completely different every race.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
from a
yeah.
neutral point of view, that makes it interesting.
Yeah, of
It
course.
could be anything at those bottom of the points
No,
positions.
you're spot on.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
were talking not long ago about the AlphaTauri being the slowest car, yet Sonoda's got 2 P10s and 2 P11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So we're talking about McLaren fighting Alpine, but actually, We've got McLaren fighting AlphaTauri. We've got McLaren fighting Haas sometimes.
Williams.
Yeah, we got
Albon's
Williams
right
turning
behind
up
Piastri.
somehow. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe the Alfa Romeo is the new Haas.
Maybe.
Or new
Maybe.
Williams or new whoever that was at the back.
Alfa Romeos stink. That's the one thing.
The
we can take
difficulty is,
from today.
I think Red Bull's performance shows that the ceiling, like it shows how, not miles off, but how all these midfield teams are still quite far off of the potential performance ceiling. But you can't bring Red Bull back. Everyone else has to catch up, and we have to rely on these teams, which is why I think I've been disappointed with Ferrari and Mercedes more so than anything, because they've allowed Aston Martin to catch up by, I think, themselves bottling it. Like relative, you look at Red Bull have taken a step forward, as you should. Aston Martin have taken a big step forward. Williams have taken a big step forward as well. But we have to now rely on all these other teams utilising this increased ATR time they've got within the budget cap, and being able to catch Red Bull. You can't bring Red Bull back. Like Red Bull are there and they're doing bits, and they're hitting they're closer to the ceiling of these regulations than anyone else. So it's on everyone else to catch up.
100%.
Have we got the? It's not written. Okay, we haven't got ready yet. Oh, drivers' championship though. 93 points, Max Verstappen ahead of Sergio Perez on 87.
Yep.
So 6 points between them.
Leclerc's gone ahead of Russell. Was behind him.
Oh my God, that Constructors' Championship gap is crazy. 180 points to 87.
Wow.
Between Red Bull and Aston Martin. 93 points. And Mercedes there in third, Ferrari fourth, McLaren in P5 on 14. Yeah, literally from McLaren downwards, it is anyone's game. Williams being bottom is criminal, really, being honest.
But again,
Pace they've actually shown.
Alonso, not on the podium, but P4, 60 points now. So he's 27 behind Checo. So 33 behind Max, which it takes one DNF and a race win.
Absolutely.
That's a 25-point swing. So
Alonso's still here.
If Alonso and Hamilton, particularly, because Hamilton's on 48 as well, if they can keep, picking up the pieces, then it's not all bad.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're going to have good battles throughout the order, constructors and drivers. It's just hopefully Perez can keep some sort of actual title battle going.
That's it.
Because I think that'll keep things fresh. That'll keep things interesting.
No, I mean, I'm sure even biggest Max Verstappen fan, you want to see him fight for it. You want it to meet rather than just walking it every race. And Checo's at least showing in certain conditions, in certain tracks, he can do it.
Yeah.
It's just, can he do it enough over the course of the season?
We had this last season where he started pretty strong. After Monaco, we were like, oh my God, he might actually challenge for the title. And then he ended up 200 points off him. So we'll reserve judgment, but it's a decent start. It's a strong-ish start.
Should we wrap it there, lads?
Yeah. We'll take it there. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the live show today. Not the greatest of races, but a sensational show, I think.
And we're going to
not gonna lie.
And we're going to record the podcast after this.
Exactly.
And talk about certain topics we didn't touch on, like Franz Tost leaving AlphaTauri, for example. We didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
There's a few subjects that will probably be a bit more interesting than recapping on this race.
Yeah, exactly.
Real talk. Sam, first of all, thank you so much for coming, mate. Appreciate it.
thanks for having me.
And we'll talk to you on the podcast as well.
That'd be nice.
Where can everyone find you? Just a little reminder.
Mr. V's Garage on YouTube, and put the other ones down below. My socials are completely different. They're nothing the same. So yeah, Mr. V's Garage on YouTube. There's videos sometimes, but
they're
not a
good. They're
full-time
worth
thing.
the wait. They're worth the wait. You're not super consistent,
No,
but they're bangers, which is the most
that's my
important
favorite
thing.
type of
I'll
YouTuber.
take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Link in description, as is a link in description to Mr. Peter on pole.
Yes, sir. Peter on pole and McLaren Fan TV.
I need to come on with
YouTube.
you and Mahad at some time.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Come join us. Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. I was gonna say, what time
that's
do we
it.
go?
Live streams. Boom.
7 UK time every single Tuesday. And then, I do videos on Peter on pole every Friday on YouTube's.
Sensational. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. As I said, we'll be back for Miami live show. As Tommo mentioned, the podcast will be going out on the Tuesday. We'll be filming that now. And you got any final words apart from like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen? Obviously on YouTube. I was about to say Spotify. We're not on Spotify right now. We are literally just on YouTube. So.
We are.
We are. We're there. You can find us there, but this isn't. Forget about it.
Boycott settings.
I'm 3 out of 10.
Oh, the race.
Yeah.
1.
Maybe a 2.
Generous.
Maybe a
Generous,
2,
yeah.
actually.
1.4, genuinely.
Yeah, maybe a 2.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate you all taking the time and enjoying the boring race with us, all right? We do our best. Thank you all for coming.
Peace.
See you next time.
Cheerio, lads.